feel the kindness in your eyes. I see the way you look tonight. It makes me wanna hold you.
Hello, everybody. Just when you started singing along, pull the rug out right from under you. It is Valentine's Day Eve. So on the Professionals, we are going to be talking about romance comics. Some of the greatest artists in comics drew some romance comics. We're going to talk about some of our favorites, wear our heart on our sleeve. We might get teary-eyed. You never know. I mean, when you're not watching, I might pluck a nose hair just so I can shed a tear, because that's what it takes. Because I've been told I'm a heartless bastard. And after knowing Aaron for 20 years, I was pretty hurt when he told me that yesterday. But hey, what are you going to do? It's Aaron. Let's say hi to some people in the chat first. Her and the Steadfast. Hello. One Slick Dude. Dan Genovese. Marcus Kellegrew. Nordic Nerd. Stippling. Vaughn is here. Fox Mulder. The Vespa Guy. Feroce Comics. Oh, look. Fragaboom. Richard Stonky. JP Roca. Kel Razor. Look at all these fun people. All right, guys, we are going to get this show on the road. Of course, it's the Professionals, a rotating show. And this week, as you can tell, it's mine. Hope you like that intro. Starting off with, oh my God, the guy I'm about to bring in is not even sitting at his desk. Good Lord. Well, that means he'll be second, which means the first guy up steals women's hearts. He just lifts them up high above his head. And even though the other guy came back, I already started the intro for Mr. Graham Nolan, so he's here first.
Well, it's good to cut in line. I feel like
That's
I'm
right.
at high school again, cutting in line, pushing those wimps out of the way and stealing their lunch money.
Well, I saw that picture of you when you were 21. I don't know who you were pushing out of the way.
Well, that's true. That's true. I was a little lighter.
Well, a little lighter back then. So, all right. Now I'll bring in the next guy. He is the teen sensation. The ladies love him. It is the Tucci doing something to his face. What are you doing?
I'm getting rid of all the nose hairs so I don't pluck them because I'll be weeping.
That's right. You know, the sad part is getting older. Every one of us owns one of those things.
I didn't even ask for it, bro. I got it for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, is this a hint, Deb?
No,
what's going on? What are you trying to tell me?
I'm very excited to be here today, which undoubtedly will probably go down undoubtedly go down in history as the gayest professional show ever.
You know, well, there was that game, wasn't it the Bros? We did the game show and you were what was it, Paul Lind or whatever his name is?
Yeah. I can sometimes, I guess. But I digress. I just want to know, what were you thinking, Andy? You know, you guys bust my balls that I don't read comics, and I've never read. We're talking romance comics,
dude. Romance comics. I didn't read. I'm
reading romance comics. All right. Well, this is going to be.
I've never read them.
Knee slapper.
I've never read them, but I buy them for the artwork. So, because some great artists worked on them. I never even knew about them as a kid growing up. I didn't discover romance comics until probably, I don't know, 20, until I was in the business, put it that way. So,
well, when all the bros come in, I'll tell you about my adventures of trying to research this.
All right.
Yeah.
Our next bro is the only one that we have an intro for.
Got bigger, fat, pretty face, and a real nice figure. Shoot your shot, pull it.
Do you see how big that black one was?
Huge, Aaron. She was huge, Aaron.
I forgot about that.
Andy will never let you forget it.
It is a good 5 weeks between when we each host on our channels. I really should take the time to make an intro for everybody else.
That is
dude. If people really watched my videos closely, I've got to be the most clippable guy because I say the dumbest things without thinking, and then I pause, which just lends itself to just clip that.
it just leaves it wide open for somebody just to clip it. Clip it. I mean, you said something in the back room that was fantastic, but we weren't recording. So
yeah, I know.
You can repeat it though.
No. So I used to read romance comics as a teenager, trying to figure out, this explains how women really are. Now I can score on the chicks. So
how'd that work out?
There you go.
Not good, Graham. Not good at all.
The artists are always drawing the models, and they fall in love, and the girlfriend's like, "Oh, he's falling in love with his model." And you drew Shelley the first date.
I did.
That's right.
And that was it. She was hook, line, and sinker.
That's right. We made our own romance comic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
boy. Most guys make film. Aaron's like, no. That would include setting up a camera. I'll just draw it.
That's right. I'm going to draw this video for you.
That's why when Shelley was like, "Why do you have a mirror on the ceiling?" Aaron's like, "You'll find out." Yeah. And then the next morning, he had a 20-page comic of what happened the night before. He's like, "This is why."
Yeah. And didn't James? What a little known fact is that James Cameron went to school with Aaron. He was a classmate of his, and that great story is when Aaron came back and told James about what he did, and Aaron had said to Shelley the first night, "I'd like to draw you like one of my French girls." And that's how we ended up drawing her, and Cameron stole it. And now look at it. It's comic book.
Where's my credit? No credit.
I know. Well, our next guest gets all the credit in the world because he is definitely a ladies' man. I mean, when you look at this guy, and when you look at him when he was in his early 20s, you're like, oh, yeah, the chicks were all over him. But you look at him now, and you look at his wife, and you're like, how'd that happen? He made a deal with the devil. It's Fraga boom.
Yeah.
Look at him smiling like the cat's meow. Look at
listen, I'm really excited about this topic, much like Billy and you, Andy. My familiarity with romance comics are cliff notes in a lot of my favorite artists. You look at, we'll talk about them, but with a lot of our favorite artist books, they go, and then they spent a little cent in romance comics, and you're like, oh shit, because that's where the work was. And this is the thing I do know. I know that romance comes in different forms. So I will talk about the kind of romance comics I was familiar with as a child. And I'll throw out some wiki knowledge that Jack Kirby and Joe Simon created the genre of romance comics with young romance. And that's it. That's my contribution for now.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny. So Marcus Kellegrew has been posting daily Remitter romance covers every day. He's been doing that for a long time. He only has 36 left, and they are gorgeous. And then Rich, where was his comment? Rich Stanky had I know I just pronounced his name wrong too, but whatever. Oh, here we go. This is funny. It's Don Simpson's Forbidden Frankenstein, a romance comic. Now I actually own that, and you could actually call it that, but that is not one of my examples. If you guys aren't familiar with it, it is hardcore.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's called Forbidden Frankenstein. And we'll just leave it at that.
Didn't he do Megaton Man?
He did, but he did Forbidden Frankenstein under a different name, a pseudonym. But I mean, it looked just like Megaton Man, so style wise. So there you go. That is the topic, and it can be favorite artists. It can be favorite stories. So if somebody has a Remitta story they love and somebody else has a different one, that's fine too. But Graham, you get to kick it off because Billy wasn't at his table.
All right. Well, okay. I'll start off with hold on, let me just share my screen here real quick.
Oh, and here was his name. He was going by I think it was Anton, wasn't it? I think
Anton Drek.
Oh, Anton Drek.
Yeah, that's what Don Simpson was going by.
That's funny. I didn't realize he was the same guy.
Yep. All right. Adding to the stage. This is perfect because for people that don't know, in StreamYard, it literally says add to the stage. And since we're doing romance, coming to the stage now. Oh, yeah.
Is the great Bob Oxner.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Love
Now-
his work, as everybody knows, on everything. But he also did some romance covers and some of those DC love stories. I don't know if he did any interiors or anything, but he did do some covers. And
That's what I was going to ask, because like I've got that big phone book, DC was putting out those showcase ones, and I've got the Young Romance. I got it from Ollie's for $4, and with the art that's in this thing, it was well worth it. But Bob's not in here.
Okay, so maybe he only did covers.
Look at how well he drew the hands and the faces, though. I mean, that tells you the guy's an artist,
Oh, this guy his figure work is amazing. Look at this cover here.
I was talking about the wrinkles too, and that guy's clothing, that suit jacket.
Oh my god!
Yeah, look at it. Look at the hands on the two guys. The angles. The perspective, drawing your eye in. It's a nothing cover, but he makes it interesting.
Yeah, man. If you can get love like that in jail, because usually that's not the kind of love you get in jail.
No,
he can stick his whole head through. She can come in.
Yeah,
that's true. She's pretty thin. He could just
a little more.
Yeah, he could pull her right through. What you don't see is the big guy standing behind him going, "Hurry up, I'm waiting."
I'm next.
I'm
This
next.
is interesting because we talked about not really reading comics or romance comics, which I was joking, I never did, because I didn't even know they existed either, like Andy. And here you've got one 75 cents. So this has got to be at least 1975 that they were still doing
25 cents.
Yeah, what did I say?
Art to bear.
25 cents. So this is 1975.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were still, I don't remember seeing these things on the rack very often, but they must have still been selling to the young female audience because there they are, right in the middle of my collecting years.
That's how I got my wife through the
Hi, Art to bear.
Hey, through the bars of a paddy wagon.
What did she do?
Yeah, who was incarcerated? You or your wife?
You know what? I was going to jail for stealing her heart. Oh, look at you!
Oh, look at that guy.
Put it on a card.
Tender moments.
This is why I get paid the big bucks.
That's true. It is.
Bring it. You bring the romance.
I hear Art to Bear was the one that gave Jack Kirby and Joe Simon the idea to do romance comics. He was like, guys, what's with all the superhero stuff? Don't you guys want to go out and get laid? Draw some romance stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like,
in 1947, I did a little research.
When you came back from the war, when you came back from the end of your third war.
And I was like, God, what would really be entertaining right now? Young love.
There's nothing more entertaining than young love.
It's better than Dusty Britches, you know what I'm saying?
Look at this message here. He says he had to wait a minute, go back a second. Just real quick.
Man, that's good stuff. Hang on, let me go big on this.
Yeah, but why are they pushing their genitals so far away from one another?
Well, they're warming
Comics
up.
go
They're
to
still
40,
outside,
bro.
Fraga. They're still outside, man.
Yeah, they're in public.
I'm sorry, man. Like I said, my romance comic upbringing was different.
I just like the heading, the diet.
Wait a minute.
To make you beautiful. Girls love stories.
We were only kissing cousins. Is this like some sort of like book from Arkansas or something? What the heck?
Incest. I don't know.
What do you got against Arkansas, Oregon?
I'm just saying, kissing cousins. Come on now.
Look at the perspective on the Ferris wheel, though. I mean, that's hard stuff to do.
It is.
Dude, that is a great.
He didn't. This is before good old 3D models and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But but not only that, but it's almost. The Ferris wheel, like you said, is great perspective, but the circle, the center of it, almost acts like another moon as well.
It is.
And
It's designed. It's designed
the
so well.
focal point of the drawing, which is the kiss. But then he doesn't over-render stuff, so he's got all that negative space. And then to highlight the other figure that he wants you to look at, he silhouettes her behind the moon.
It's so good.
It's beautiful.
That's a really, really nice cover. My question though is why the emphasis on custard? What's he trying to tell us?
Oh, it's a stand,
he wants to give her some of his custard.
Yeah, and they make sure that DC romance comics have a heart on them.
Heart on them.
That's right.
I like they thought so much of the lamppost that it crosses into the logo.
Hey man, it sets the atmosphere so you know that it's shining down on the custard.
And you know what they're talking about with that lamppost leading to the custard.
It's storytelling, baby.
Yeah.
How often do you see the covers with the girl in the background, like getting shunned because and then her boyfriend's making out with another girl?
Right.
It's like the Beach Boys. They had 2 girls for every guy.
There you go.
The brunettes win, bro. Sorry.
More than that at fabric school, I hear.
That's right.
Yeah. Two guys for every guy.
There's 3 guys for every guy.
That's right.
Math.
3 boys for every guy.
I don't know. I mean, I assume you probably look, Graham. I would think he would have been perfect to draw at least a couple stories, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah,
I only did covers.
I don't know. I couldn't find any interior work of his, but yeah, I did see covers that he did. So I was like, oh, okay, I gotta pull.
So who drew this? I came in late.
Bob Oxner.
Oh, okay. Oh, but that's your guy, man.
Yeah. I picked Bob.
Well, he can draw the heck out of a girl, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
draw the heck out of anything.
The feet here, how the one is crossing the other. It's so sexy and nice.
As an inker, I look at that grass and I go, man, that's not just a solid black. There's texture there, baby.
Oh yeah. Underneath here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work in here.
Also, some really forced perspective too, because the plane that they're on, and then the plane this girl is on, is different than the plane that these people are on. But it all works.
Yeah, it's a small little hill. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it says also on the cover that this is only 25 cents, bigger and better
and harder.
This is like 1971.
Yeah, I think they're just sending a lot of subliminal messages to teen girls on this cover, I think.
I think so.
I like that the DC logo has a heart. There's a lot of thought, man, that's gone into this thing.
Yeah, girls' love stories.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and DC was doing, I mean, Marvel's romance stuff. This is where I don't really know the history as much. I assume Marvel did romance stuff, obviously, in the 60s, but
no, they didn't.
Most of the stuff
they didn't start until 1970 or 71.
Who didn't?
Yeah, really? Okay, so there you go. I was actually correct with what I was going to say. I was going to say that it's, DC was doing this stuff in the 60s. Marvel finally, started putting out romance stuff in the 70s. Usually Marvel does the stuff first and DC's like, oh, good idea.
Yeah, this is definitely the 70s, right? I mean, 25 cents.
Yeah, it's like 71.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny though, because DC was the only real mainstay through the golden age to current. You know what I mean? Marvel, of course, went through changes and almost went out of business, but DC always, they were always controlling the market. And so they had romance comics in the 50s and probably as far back as the 40s and just sort of just carried them on through, and Marvel was like obsessed with superheroes, which they reinvented in the 60s, of course, for the Silver Age. But then probably in the 70s, when superhero sales started to wane, they were looking for other ways to make money. Monster comics, of course,
barbarians,
exploitation and romance.
Oh, just think about this. While you were talking, I was thinking, how like Marvel was the monster company? What if it was like, what was hot was like romance and monsters. And so then instead of the superhero, it was like romance monsters.
Like Young Werewolf Love.
Yeah, like
well, I mean, there was giant size man thing.
Well,
oh shit.
Now you've got a comic. But Werewolf, I'm going to do that. I'm going to crowdfund Werewolf Love.
Werewolf Love. It's a little hairy.
It's a little bestial, but we'll see.
I got one.
Or you could say it's big and hairy.
Oh, that's right.
I was watching a clip. I came across a clip from Matt. Was it Matt? What was the game where Paul Lynde was in the center square? What was that called?
Hollywood
Square.
Right. Well, they had Gilbert Gottfried on there, and the question was, "What do you do about a hairy back?" And he goes, "I always close my eyes and imagine she's wearing an Angora sweater."
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I remember when they asked when he asked Pauline, he goes, "What is the reason butchers say that they beat their meat?" And Pauline goes, "Loneliness."
That's so good. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Come on, Billy, do your.
Oh, geez. All right, Billy. It's your
wait.
turn.
Give me a second.
You let me know when I can share the screen.
Yeah. Okay. We can share my first because little the people know. You can share it now. Is that I actually did a romance cover. I can't make it bigger for some reason. I don't know why I can't make it bigger.
Spit on it.
What if you right click on it? If you right click, does a thing open up that says open image and new
spit
tab?
on it. If you spit on it a little.
Right click
on the image.
I did a cover for that book too.
It doesn't zoom.
Oh.
How about Command Plus?
Command Plus. I'm on the PC here, so maybe Control Plus.
Oh, the PC.
Yeah,
Usually
I got smaller. I got smaller.
Oh,
Billy.
There it goes.
Oh.
I think that's all she wrote. Oh well.
Right.
Billy.
Yes.
Billy.
Yes.
I did a cover for 10th anniversary too. We should compare our covers.
Oh, how long did you have to do yours? They gave me 2 days.
They're always like, hey, we need a cover by 3. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, let's see yours.
Oh, I gotta find it. It's
What
not,
do they
it's not,
pay
as,
for a
it's not as
cover?
romantic as yours. Mine's more about like annoyed family life.
I know. See, that's what all you guys did. And I did this thing. He's bringing home, and she's this smoking hottie, which she's got a lot of money. What's he bitching about? Little line decker I tried to add to it.
Some Saturday Evening Post action.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share mine right here. Let me share the screen.
That was awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
I know. That was
Here we
nice.
go. Who doesn't love a good old the one I did before was Betty and Veronica.
Oh, yeah.
Archie and Betty. But an instant classic. Right here. Betty and Me. 12 cents. Number 16. Archie, did you have any trouble saving me? I sure did, Betty. I had to beat off 3 other guys.
I love that one.
Yeah, that's a classic.
That ain't romance. I don't know what is.
And all those guys are like, what just happened?
Yeah, they're like in heaven right now. All
Got
3 of them.
scars around their heads. They're like,
I know.
They're like,
You're about to fall asleep in the water.
yeah.
Archie just turned those 3 guys gay.
They just turned them gay, man. Archie's no joke, man. Look at that. Badass. All right, but I digress. Let's get to what I really.
She's thinking to herself, I'm glad you beat him off because I was going to have to suck him off. So
Yeah.
oh, Andy, you
Just
always
saying.
gotta go next level and
Hey, look, Aaron, I know after that, you're going to bring up Cherry Pop-Tart, and that's not allowable. Buddy.
All right.
No.
All right, here we go.
Maybe
Here's my first one that
I always
Now-
like Dan Fraga's face when we talk like this. He gets that father face, like, because he still has young kids and he has that disapproving, like, no.
Yo,
But here we go. I was a Japanese war bride.
Now, who did this?
That's kind of
This
like
is.
a nithness to it.
Give me a second. Let me move
Yeah.
it over. Hang on. I apologize. Let me open the. I got all these monitors.
That's weird,
surprised it
man.
doesn't
It's like
say Asian fever.
it's like Kniff inked by Ramita.
Yeah, it's. Give me a second. I'll make it nice and large. The tab says Jack Sparling.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, Jack
Great
Sparling.
stuff.
Okay.
I mean, look at this. I mean, it's not like he's. They are totally getting ready to do some heavy petting. If you know
I
what
like
I
the
mean.
volume.
The volume of the heavy
Yeah.
petting.
No,
Yeah,
no,
the volume of that.
there's a volume to the inking. There's real forms.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
feel the
some
volume
thick-
of the
Some
forms.
thick lines like behind the head. Of,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Yeah,
woman
yeah.
there.
I mean, look at the butt on her too,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm talking about.
Well,
I mean,
also when
if
you
I
go
do-
back to that hair right there, there's no mistaking that that's not on the same plane as the girl coming through the door. Like that
Right.
pops.
Oh, yeah.
All of that.
Yep.
Even though the girl in the doorway has a lot of heavy black in her like shadows and stuff, that thickness right there on the back of the head just pops, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
miss
super
that
chick.
This
stuff.
time, I don't know if the brunette wins.
I don't know. The blonde. Look at the blonde's got her eyes open. She's really not.
There's
into
no
it.
trust.
She's using him.
There's no
Let me
trust.
go to let me go to the next page. It's a 7-page story. Look at this.
Oh, okay.
$41. Look how gorgeous this work is.
Is this thing up for auction now, or was it?
No,
is it
it's sold
sold?
20
Never
years
mind.
ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not
just
feeling
look
it.
at
Those
this.
inks are gorgeous,
Black.
man.
That guy's
that's
dating
really
the
cool.
dragon lady, man. Look out.
This is First Love number 23.
This is
Asian
some really
fever.
nice stuff, man.
Right?
Yeah,
Old brush.
I'm not digging it. I don't like it.
No,
Why not?
I don't mind Jack Sparling's
at
stuff.
the same level for every single panel.
Come on, look at Dad.
You're talking about where his camera's at?
Actor Mako.
Yeah, but dude, think about it. This is what 1950s. I bet early 50s, mid
And for
50s.
romance, you got to keep it.
Do that.
You have to keep it dry. You got to keep it dry until it gets wet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness! Holy smokes! Look out!
Hang on.
Saying.
Slippery.
So, I mean, look how pretty she is. You know,
and it's always sort of
styrene, right? It's succubus.
It's from a girl's POV because the eye line is right at their shoulders always.
But this,
I tell you what's nice, honestly. That's some nice lettering.
It is.
Actually, and look how much is on that page. Good Lord, that dude earned his what? Andy, $2 a page, if that.
That's some talky shit.
Andy, is it all right if I read The Blonde and you read the Japanese War Bride's book?
I would. Sure, I'll try.
Okay. We don't.
But Billy, you got to read it like Pedro Pascal.
Oh, okay.
What?
We don't wear such color schemes in America, and I should think you would be careful with your dress. John always approved of mine.
How dare she? How dare she?
And then she pulls out a tanto dagger and cuts her head off.
Yes.
What?
Yes. That's a book I can get behind.
That's what it changes into a comic for.
Oh, she's digging a grave. Oh,
yeah,
I thought she was digging a grave.
No, but look at her now. But look at her yesterday until the blonde gave her the wherewithal, right? She looks great here, right?
Yeah.
But once you get married, everyone knows what happens when you get married. Turns into that.
So yeah, she gets all the dingy pajamas and shit.
When you're dating them, they got heels on and their nails are always done and their hair is done, and then they're digging graves. Or I don't know.
You go to bed before you're married. She's got a little silk thing on. You go to bed when you're married, and it's sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and you're like, well, that's not easy to get off.
Dude, this is turning into a Hitchcock film, man. She's gonna bury the dog in the underneath the tree.
Yeah, and you gotta resolve to trickery now.
Yeah,
I'm already trying to plan mine for tomorrow. But let's see how it ends. Though, look, she's leaving. Anne is leaving.
Oh,
on a jet plane.
Please go away. And he's like, "Are you crazy?" See that?
Dude,
I almost went crazy trying to find you. The heavy petting had nothing to do.
Oh my God!
Magic muff. And look at her, the tears. Look how pretty she is.
Magic muff.
What?
Magic.
And they fall in, and everyone's happy. Look at this guy.
Yeah, they are. They're happy for
Look at
Magic
this guy.
muff. All right. I'm remembering
that
guy laughing back there looks like he's Monopoly money.
There you go.
Look at the size.
Yeah,
look at the size of that woman's head that's next. Look at the size of the woman's head that's behind that guy that's laughing. She's got an enormous.
Oh yeah,
head.
really.
This is Modoc.
Anyway, so this is one of the few things that didn't involve porn when I was trying to research.
Ooh, Modoc as a romance novel.
No, that was good looking stuff.
Yeah, I
didn't mind it. I mean, I know who Jack Sparling is. He was never one of my favorites. I think he did some war stuff. I remember seeing.
Yeah, he did stuff for Gold Key too. What was it, Conga or? It was one of those like caveman things. Is it Conga?
Yeah.
Konga?
Marcus will tell us. Marcus, what do you do for Gold Key? That's your homework. Get to Googling, Marcus, as we bring up Aaron Lepresti.
All right. Well, this is just kind of to compare to what Billy did on our same book real quick. This is how I see romance after 10 years of marriage.
So Billy does a lovey-dovey cover, and Aaron's like, what are you doing?
Did you notice we both used the same circle motif back there?
Yeah.
Kind of tie it in.
That's great cover.
There you go.
That's nice. Yeah,
that's good.
She's not happy. She's not happy with how things are going.
Oh, you got the do issue 1 cover.
Did
you color that as well?
She's still, you know, she's a hottie. You think at the 10 years, what is she, 33, 34 maybe?
Yeah. Well, did they get married right out of high school? She could be 28, but
did they get married out of high school? And
I don't know. 28? I don't know the Archie way. All I know is Archie.
I don't know the Archie way.
All I know is Archie beat off 3 guys to get her. So
yeah, really. That's love.
He's like, I wonder where those. He's playing the PlayStation with those guys right now.
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
Player one.
All right. Okay. I'm going to do something that we've done before, but gosh darn it. If you're talking romance comics, I'm starting at the top and working my way down. I got a few examples here. This one, I've shown this one before, but I got some ones maybe you guys haven't seen, but
I knew.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see. I wasn't even going to touch Frazetta because I knew somebody was. So.
I knew somebody was too. Look at
Frank, I mean, this, you could argue this is the best comics work he did. Was romance comic stuff.
It's so freaking good.
Yeah. And there is a book we've talked about.
It's a jungle comic. That's an action comic. That's not a romance comic.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
it's Untamed Love, Graham.
No,
yeah,
see,
there's
Graham, he goes on safari. This girl goes on safari with her rich doofus boyfriend who screws everything up, and then the manly guide ends up stealing her. So there is. It's a little, it's, you know, it's Mugambo, you know, with Clark Gable or something.
Right.
You know?
Manly guy that looks just like Frank Frazetta.
Yeah, well, of course, because Frank always got the chicks.
Yep.
But it's funny how you get someone like this that's essentially an adventure artist, right? A masculine adventure artist, and he takes something meant for women and turns it into this sort of masculine, sort of adventure.
Wouldn't you
romance.
love to see this script and see what that splash panel said?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'd love to see what he brought to that table.
Yeah. I got, let's see, there's another one here. These are a little bit more, that's a great story. In fact, that Untamed Love story is probably his best work, single story in comics, I think. But this is nice here. Russ Cochran published a book called Untamed Love that has a bunch of these stories in them.
Yes.
And it's,
you can find it. This one. See, I like this one actually better than Untamed Love, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I like it. You know, it's got, you know, the real settings, I guess you could say, and stuff, and just his rendering and stuff on all that, I just think is gorgeous. Like that cross hatching in the background in that first panel.
Look at this dialogue. Listen to this. Hey, Lila, I have some news for you. They shifted you to my department. From now on, you're going to be my private secretary. Yeah, baby, the good old days, huh?
You know, Vanguard Publishing put out a book called The Sensual Frazetta.
Yes.
That has a whole lot of this stuff in it. It's really good.
A lot of his men's paperback illustrations too.
Oh yeah.
Let me just point out that, you know, in that page there, that Frazetta uses the same eye line too, but he makes the panels interesting by bringing things forward and behind. Whereas like the Sparling stuff, everything was in the mid zone. You know,
Graham, I want to hear what you're saying, but I'm looking at cakes.
Yeah. Well, there is a nice focal point on that too.
Here we go. This is a little bit older one, but still nice. I really like looking at his sort of wispy, very delicate inking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the problem with some of the reprints. Some of the reprints just suck because his inking was so light and wispy, like on that woman's face and her hair. It just dropped out.
Well, you know, they reprinted an Untamed Love, but it's a comic book in a comic book form. It's not that great because, like you said, the printing isn't great. But if you get that Russ Cochran oversized one, super nice, black and white.
I have the Thunder one.
Cochran printed from the original art, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
And it's
that second panel, that guy leaning forward like that. Can you get it, make it bigger?
Maybe for you, Art. I can do it.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Holy shit, man.
Yep.
Look at the wrinkles on that sleeve.
Yeah. Look at those wrinkles. That's great.
He makes that look easy.
Lieutenant
that
Kent,
looks like a photo reference. That looks like it's James Cagney to me.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
And you know what she wants to say? She wants to say, "My eyes are up here, mister."
Well, that chick is I don't know why, but she gives me a little Lucille Ball vibe. The profile of her.
Kind of.
I thought you were going to say Lucy Goosey vibe.
All right, let's see. Doc Brewski said for $1.99. Thank you. Hail Billy 666 Tucci.
What does that mean?
I heard about last night.
The Antichrist?
Crazy shit going on Mainland Stream.
Well, there always is. You got to.
They conjured up the devil, and I had to vanquish him.
Well, John Malin is the devil.
Evil One for $5. Can we dog on some comics besides praising them all night? I want to laugh, not fall asleep watching all these girly comics or lame. Oh,
Hey, I was dogging on the Jack Sparling stuff.
Don't worry. We'll probably.
come
Well, I'm
on.
sure it's hard to dog on Frazetta.
Chris,
If we
Chris,
want to dog on stuff, Aaron, pull your Archie cover back up. Let's dog.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to
We'll
show.
get there.
I got one more Frazetta I want to show here.
No, that's fine.
Come on, Chris. Chris is like a one-track mind, and it's all about horror. You gotta expand your horizons, man.
Get some evil chicks in here. Wow, that looks like it's pencils. That's actually inked.
Yeah, look at how nice. Oh, this is a continuation, isn't it? The same story, I think so.
Yeah,
that's the same girl.
Yeah, that's the same girl. That looks like it's fading.
Yeah,
I know. Look at the word balloons. They're like super black still.
I've never known
to the actual
ink to fade though.
Well, you know what? But Frazetta watered down his ink.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
So,
is it just so to run smoother?
no, I think to
Save
get like
money.
gray tone type things that he was looking
Yeah,
for.
especially like he'd do that a lot with blonde hair and stuff like that. He'd really lighten that ink to kind of create that effect. But yeah, this looks like it's
That's hard to do without like a dot pattern to.
It might not be a good.
I was going to say, but when they printed it, didn't they, lack of a better term, darken it up anyhow when they printed it to make it a more solid black line?
Yeah, but the lines still were wispy though. You know what I mean? They were darker, but they were wispy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Look at that horse.
I don't like this
background back there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Back in there like that.
He just wanted to draw a horse, and he stuck it in.
Exactly.
Totally.
Instead of doing some stupid romance thing, he just said, "I'm gonna draw a cool."
He's got a tiger back there as well.
If you went into a store and saw a horse statue like that, you'd buy it in a second. I mean, look at that.
It was like a Remington for sure.
Oh, somebody asked him to marry. Ooh.
Look at the texture on the pipe.
That's what I'm checking out.
That's
It's
awesome.
like all that wood texturing in there. It's like just little details like that. I love how he did hair too.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
But Art, go back to that first panel with the horse real quick.
Yeah.
Art, does the lack of depth in that first panel bug you?
A lot of this inking bugs me. I don't like any of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I switch cameras. I'll be back.
It's not great comic book
I
inking.
think if it was leveled up, it might be fine.
Well,
Yeah.
his inking was very illustrative and very kind of he didn't really think in terms of like we do and like getting separation and stuff like that. I think he just inked because he thought it looked nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he made
made
the original, not for print.
Yeah, and maybe if the balloons weren't on the board, but those balloons are so bold, they really stand out from the
That
artwork.
lettering is horrible.
Again, this could be just a terrible reproduction.
It's like typeset lettering.
But
Practice.
check out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if those are pasted down.
They look like it, don't they?
They look typeset.
Yeah.
Actually, I think
because if you look at like that second panel right there, there's no way he inked around that balloon, guy's hair.
I think these are pasted up because on the first page of this story, you could see the paste up on one of the balloons.
Yeah.
I'll bet this all is pasted up.
Yeah, because if you did it on the board like that last panel, under the circumstances, you wouldn't lay it out like that. But if it was I guess that's what is it, the fourth panel? One over to the there. Where he says under the circumstances, that composition in that balloon is really bad.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. This I'm sure it's pasted up.
But isn't this is an EC comic, right?
It might be Personal Love. That might be. I'd have to go check.
Because that's what the lettering looks like. It looks like that crappy EC lettering.
Oh, that's right. Where everything felt like someone just printed it, typed it out, and stuck it on there.
Yeah, well, and that's what they did.
Didn't they have to draw around it
first? And the artist had to draw around the lettering.
Yeah. This definitely is pasted up. Let me go back real quick. I know Chris is falling asleep, but check this out right here. You can see the paste. This is from the same story. And look at you can see the paste up right here.
Hold on. There we go.
Right there.
Yeah. There it is.
Now that may
but the other one, that first balloon, you don't.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
The rest
Maybe
of the
they
balloons,
just
you don't.
Sometimes they do editorial corrections.
Let's get a close in on some of the other balloons. Blow it up.
Yeah, because she says no, sob. Maybe she didn't sob before.
I cannot believe that someone could do hand lettering that. Look at how accurate that is.
Dude,
that
I think it's typeset. I think that's typeset.
No, that's not hand lettering. There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
interesting. So
working
they
on
must
his
have,
sleeve,
you
though.
guys, he must have turned his pages in whenever he wanted to, and then they lettered it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I bet Frank kind of ran his own show. You know what I'm saying? And he would just like the art's everything, and then gave it to him, and they figured it out afterwards.
And then they screwed it up.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Welcome to comics.
What's going on there?
That's right.
Okay.
And
Anyway,
look at
there you go.
it's a different type. It's a different font for the captions too, which is weird.
It is. You're right, because they went lowercase.
We finally found something to bag on.
Yeah, I know that looks like crap.
Yeah, lowercase.
Yeah, it's really bad lettering.
Poor
We've
Frank.
learned our lessons.
No,
Yeah,
That's right.
that
They
guy's
were like,
probably
it's Frank
dead.
Frazetta. We can shit everything out because Frank
I'm
will
sure
sell the book.
most
So.
kids bought that comic, looked at it, and threw it away because they looked at that horrible lettering.
I would have.
right.
Yeah, I would have.
That happens
sure.
a lot.
I want my 10 cents back.
Yeah,
Dan,
Oh,
you
Mark,
know,
you would have been like, look at this inking.
I can't look at this Frazetta art with this crappy word balloons all over.
get it out of here.
To the floor.
All right, Fraga.
Rich Stanky says that was Famous Funnies. So people
okay.
he was doing the Buck Rogers covers for.
Yeah.
There
So,
it is.
we're talking about romance comics, and we didn't. Not all of us. Well, none of us. I don't think we were reading them. But but it also depends on
It's confession time for Dan.
what's romance. Do you know what I
Dan's
mean?
got a big long
real,
box of
it's
them.
confusing when you're a kid. So one of the names that I remembered that we talked about, he did car drawings. This guy Trosley, right?
Oh,
And-
yeah.
and his name kept
George
ringing in my
Trosley.
head. Yeah, Trosley kept ringing in my head, and then I remembered like, oh yeah, he did like romance stuff too. So did Dwayne Tinsley, a guy named Jay Bissett, another guy, Kurtzman. So that their publishers weren't your normal DC Comics or anything like that. They were like Flint Publication and like Playboy. So here's some romance
like
comics.
Little Annie Fanny.
So this is a Dwayne Tinsley. It's super
Baby
romantic.
maker.
It's super romantic. What was the thing you said? Magic Bush? Who's somebody?
No, I
said
didn't
that.
Say anything like that.
Something about a magic.
Never say
magic
it.
something.
Oh my! I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you? What the? I know you.
This
don't
is
feel well,
romance,
but you
guys.
should try to eat.
Read that.
Oh my god!
You try to eat
Oh my
something.
God.
Come on, honey. You like pie?
This is
Oh
romance,
my
guys.
gosh.
So these were I was exposed to these as a youngster. At my
You were
mother's
exposed to them.
I was.
Oh
They had these magazines laying around.
In
And
the
then,
woods.
Of course, this one is super classic. Kurtzman.
I was
Little
I was
Annie
waiting
Fanny.
to see somebody who was doing Little Annie Fanny.
Yeah, very romantic.
Frazetta did some of these too, you know.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
And I just remember as a kid, because they kept some of this stuff like the Hustler funnies and the Playboy humor stuff, not in the adult section. And so I was able to, really take a look and get my giggle on. But those are good times.
Look at Dan. I remember reading Swank magazine when I was.
Oh yeah.
So that's it. It was brief. That's about all I know.
Powerful.
That's all I know.
Left an
Wow.
impression.
So when we come back around to you, are you doing homework from now till we come back?
No, I have
No.
one. I have one. And
Oh,
in
okay.
fact, I thought I had a copy of it, and I don't, which I'm sad about. But I have it ready. I have it ready.
Is it Mark Beecham Penthouse Comics?
Those
Oh,
are good.
Ah!
Adam Hughes is pretty good too. Those are good. But
Oh
that
yeah,
was,
Adam. Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the extent. That was the extent.
You know, I did a book signing at a comic shop, and this guy was like, you meet these guys every once in a while, just sleazy comic book guys, right? He ran the store, and he was like an artist. Well, not an artist, but he collected all this great art. Hey, David. And he bragged about it. So he had his collection all around, the store and everything. And it's Mark Beecham, just TNA, just nasty ass shit. And it's like, kids come into the store, man, and he's just like, look how amazing. This is my comic, like original artwork collection. And I'm looking at all this. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude.
For real.
And there's moms walking around with Junior. It's like, don't look up.
A lot of comic shop owners never really understood their the dynamic.
Do you remember when we were young though? There would be the beaded section or the curtain section.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like in the head shops.
Yeah, where they're smoking pot back there. Yeah.
Well, they had the comic book. Like some of the comic shops had that too.
Yeah.
Like where you could get like the more adult stuff. I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't through a beaded curtain, but it was in the back, and it said 18 and up.
You know what's
they paid
weird,
attention because you had to walk back there, so they could.
You just called it a beaded curtain. I always thought it was called the beat it curtain. Like you go back there and beat it. You know what I'm saying?
This is another artsy comic story coming on here.
I see. All right, Thibert, it's your turn.
They can't all be gems, Dan.
No, that's true. It's true.
That's true.
All right. Well, I have to admit, I have zero interest in this.
I can't wait to see this.
But I managed, like we say, like there's always something to learn on this program. So I was just downstairs and I'm telling my wife, I'm like, there's no way. I said, I'm not going to say anything. And then she said, you can be really sarcastic and say stupid shit. And I'm like, okay.
That works. Yeah, that's every week.
So I was just kind of like, looking around, and then I was like, wait a minute, Alex Toth's name comes up here.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so I did a deep dive on this, and man, he always comes up with great graphic stuff.
Yeah.
That's really
this question
nice.
mark. Yeah, with
Brad,
the little
Brad.
And it's just the style and stuff. Real quick, $2, true believer. Thank you. I'm learning a lot about pro artist. LOL. Yeah, you are.
You are.
I mean, Alex Toth. I mean, on a serious note, Art, I think that's the thing is, like I was saying, I never even knew about romance comics growing up as a kid. It wasn't until I got into the business and discovered like John Romita Sr. did John Buscema, Gene Colan. Right. And I would start looking at him, and just from the acting and body posturing, because it wasn't superhero stuff, the acting that they put the characters in, and some of the staging by the better artists, I was just blown away. So
there's a lot of craftsmanship, and it must have attracted like really A-list artists because there's some fantastic work out. But I do have to ask you, since we're all comic professionals, this panel here with the question mark, does that perspective work for you guys? Can you see this?
No, it doesn't.
It's a little wonky.
No, because you're looking down on the one guy. You're looking straight on at the chick.
Right.
Great drawing of the kid too.
And the question mark, it goes behind her head and then it goes in front of her. So what is that?
Right.
It's coming in Z depth.
It's
giving you the tip.
Yeah, giving you the tip. It was weird because I'm like, the couple on the right, they look like they're in relationship to each other, but then the guy in the foreground, it looks like a down shot of him, and I'm like, why did you do this? Like, all you had to do is push this woman's foot back. I mean, there would be some simple things they could have done, but I thought like this question mark was hiding all the good stuff, right? Like, where's their hands?
Yeah. Well, he could have made the question mark bigger and as part of the background, and had all the characters in front of it. And you still could have read it as a question mark if you made it a little bit bigger, the tail longer. It's a very odd choice for sure. And so even the great Toth isn't on the money all the time.
Maybe I'm still stuck in the dirty magazine cartoons, but what's going on with little homie's hands? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was saying. Like the question mark hides the hands,
right?
No, he's digging in the crates.
Yeah,
he's fluffing the pillows.
Look at how stern that guy is. He's like, these aren't real. Like he's grabbing them, and they're just.
He's like, they found out I used to be a man.
Oh no!
Dun, dun, dun.
No, she's going
That's the
between her
question
two
mark.
names, her dead name and her real name. Jackie Brad.
Jackie
my
Brad.
God.
But look,
I can't decide.
I can't decide.
For as
Look
problematic as the left-hand side is, the right-hand side has some really nice faces on it.
It's
I
so
know
good.
that's where I was
So
going
good.
with it. Yeah, look at this, man.
Look
Look at
what a
these.
dick he is, Brad. Look at him. What a dick. Look at on the left side.
Oh,
What a
his sister.
douche.
Yeah.
The sister's like a hot little Dana Winter type, you know, and
That's such a Toth face, though. And I love the flannel pattern.
Yeah,
It's extra good.
But look at the simplistic, like, God, I wish I could, like, when I look at Graham's work, I think, like, man, Graham can just, like the smaller figures and stuff, he just kind of, like, hints at things. There's not a lot of detail in the eyes and face and stuff. And I envy that because I can't leave it alone. I have to go in there. And this stuff is so beautiful, like these little faces in the background here, that woman and the guy. Like it's just hinted at. Do
you have this in color? Because it's inked so well. I feel like the dude in the foreground's a ginger.
He's got a little art.
He's got Jimmy Olsen, man. He's Jimmy Olsen, isn't he?
Is it?
Yeah.
It looks like. I mean, I know it's not Jimmy Olsen, but
that's such a Toth face.
Oh yeah,
indignant.
So good. Oh, yeah. But look at the doorknob. Like there's a doorknob and a light switch. It's like, okay.
It's a down shot.
It's a down shot. Yeah, I got more, but that Heart Divided, I think that's great typeset. That's a really good logo. Then there's this.
A lot of things happening with the heart, man.
My heart.
Look at the
that.
car
it's
on the
all
horizon.
lettered
in red ink too.
Yeah, what does that mean? Why would they do that?
Marker.
Yeah. Maybe it faded.
It's black, but still.
No.
I think it probably faded.
It probably was black when he put it down. I think it's faded. A lot of that stuff. Faded. If you look at the stuff from like some of Terry Austin's inks, X-Men, late 70s, there's half of that shit's red or brown.
Yeah, the brownish red is
brown. I've seen before, but that looks like red.
That is. It
could be the scan.
Dear
and
Mike.
Look at Alex. Alex signed his name with the same marker, so he did his own lettering here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here it says down at the bottom. Look at there's a notation about the lettering.
What does
the bottom.
It say?
It says, "Don't mind the red ink. Easier to work with. No ink clog or cake repro black."
Oh, because the red does print as black. That's right.
Yeah.
Dear Mike, he's letting the separator know not to knock it out either, because that used to be what they would do. You know, when they wanted a knockout, you would do it in red, and then you put a note to the separator, remove red lines.
How cool would that be to have an original piece of Toth art and have a little notation from Toth down there?
Yeah, when Andy and I were in the convention in Charlotte a couple weekends ago, John Hitchcock, who had the letters, what was it called? Letters from Toth?
Postcards from Toth, something like that.
Something like that. But he had this 3-inch thick binder of nothing but Toth sketches and notes, all originals. And man, I would have just sat there all day if I could have.
That lettering is really nice.
Yeah, my favorite
Toth's lettering was always good.
Yeah,
when he would write people, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, when he wrote his notes and stuff, it was all done just like this. Yeah,
this you can see how much influence Toth had on Kevin Nolan. Nolan does all of his own stuff too. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like he's a modern day. He doesn't draw the same as Toth, obviously, but just the simplistic.
It's funny though. If you look at Kevin's simple stuff for animation, it
looks very Tothy.
Much.
Yeah, very Tothy. You're right.
But look at this shot. Like it's just a mundane shot. A mom, kid, and the dog, and just the way he chose to stage it. And it's like it's like from the lamp, like over the lamp's point of view, and it's just really interesting. Yeah. It's a pretty mundane shot, but the camera and everything's pretty cool.
And look at that dog, man. So much.
I thought it was a monkey.
No, look at that, man.
No, but just the texture of the dog's face, you really get a nice sense of the dog's hair and stuff.
Yeah.
But then the kid's hair is totally blacked out, just a graphic.
It's a mummified dog.
Oh,
don't get me started on that again.
A mummified monkey
kind of romance comic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got some more here. Look at this.
Good stuff, Art.
for someone who doesn't give a rip, you got some pretty good examples there.
Yeah, you did.
Look at that old guy's face. He's like, here.
Well, I like the second panel with the dude in the foreground, his big puffy cheeks and stuff.
Yeah,
that's
God,
great.
Awesome.
Smoking a cig. Just like they used to
Look
in
at the
good old
girl's
days.
face, man. Yeah, just simple.
Oh yeah,
just enough lines in there to.
Look at her hair.
He's the master, man.
Solid black too.
He's the master. He's one of
shit.
those frustrating guys to look at because it's deceptively difficult.
Oh, yeah.
You look at it and it's so distilled.
Oh, look at that! Look at that silhouette.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's where the nasty stuff happens when they silhouette it.
Now the lights went.
Oh yeah,
low.
heavy petting.
Yeah.
Close up on his eyes with
your
her hair
pen
in the
on.
foreground. These are really interesting layouts and storytelling choices.
Yeah, that's why Hollywood loved
Well,
them.
they're focused like that second to last panel. You know, his stare off into something else. Dad's been everything to me, bless him. But the old house has been,
And then she's just wishing, oh, please let his father like me, please.
I have a whole book of Toth's romance book.
What's it called?
Comics.
I'm trying to remember which one that would be then.
That I don't have.
Because I've got a bunch of Toth books too, but I don't know if I have one just with romance.
I don't. I do not.
Let me go off the freeway real quick and then get back on. People are debating Sharpies in the chat. Here's the thing.
I have
the old Sharpies. Hang on a second. The old Sharpies would turn purple and this color, but the new ones don't. So
and green and green too. The purple and green. So you say the new ones don't?
No,
how do you know?
They reformulated the
How
ink in them, and they don't fade like that anymore.
How do you know? Because it took like 5 years.
Well, I've got a Rudy Nebres that he did with a Sharpie that's at least 7 years old.
And
now.
is it
perfect.
touching any other paper? Because that was the other thing.
Sleeve. It's in a sleeve.
Because sometimes it would contaminate the thing below it. You know, like leave a ghost.
Right. No, it's clean. And I've got a plug too. I got a plug that he did.
Man,
with
I don't
Sharpie.
mess with Sharpies unless I'm.
Well, I'm
signing
not
a book.
recommending it. I'm just saying they're safer now than they were back in the late 80s, early 90s, where it was just a nightmare. But anyway,
Graham, that's a great book.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Graham.
it's an awesome book, but I was wrong. It's not just romance stories.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stories in here, but it's just amazing stuff.
That's all Toth?
All Toth. Look at this.
Wow.
See, they've put out so many. Like IDW put out
make 'em
those
big.
3 Toth books that were really thick, and I bet that has some of that because I don't have that one.
Yeah, you do, Andy.
Make them big.
Andy.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you,
hold on, let me do
Andy,
that.
you have it.
I know.
Okay, here we go.
Just letting you know. You have it.
Well, so if it's not, what else is in here besides is it just like all of his stuff?
It's everything. It's setting the standard. So freaking good.
Crime stuff.
How
horror.
Jeez, what's the name of that book again?
It's
Setting
called
the Standard.
Setting the Standards, the complete comics of Alex Toth.
Okay.
Look at that guy. He's got a gun and he's all like.
Dude, that story is
1952
extra
to
good.
1954.
The story that's from is in there. It's really good.
I'm just going to give anybody listening some advice. Go pick up the Zorro, the Alex Toth Zorro book.
Dude, those Zorros are
Holy
awesome.
Shit.
What's the one with
Dude,
the flying?
those Zorros are
original.
so freaking good.
That's the original and the color next to each other.
I like the original.
Oh, wow.
I don't like his
Color.
stuff in color.
Last panel.
Well, who colored his stuff?
Who knows? There's
Some
probably
hack.
somebody-
Oh, come on.
That one, the couple of Black Canary jobs he did for
Oh,
DC.
those are great.
Yeah, those are great.
Man. Yeah, that's good. All right, let me do this. Well, real quick, this is the book that Dan was talking about. Dear John. John Hitchcock. Every piece of original art in here, John owns.
Oh,
Yeah,
those are the, I love his doodles.
And he lets you flip through them. And
Yeah.
I mean, I know I could run faster than him, but I didn't have a car.
And like he printed, this book prints all the notes and correspondence back and forth.
God, I love his
with him.
lettering.
Yeah. A lot
So
of
this is,
poignant
I was
stuff
just
in
looking
here.
at the back. This takes place over like a 25-year period of him and John writing back and forth.
And
to
who
each
was
other.
John?
John Hitchcock. He owns a great store up in Raleigh, North Carolina. He's I don't know what John's got to be. What, 60 something?
He looks like he's in his 60s. The
I'm
store is called Parts Unknown.
Yeah,
it's in
Greensboro. Is this when he was a kid? Was he a kid, John, riding to Toth?
Man, I'd have to.
It'd have to be like in his early 20s.
Yeah.
Here you
Let's
go.
see, featuring original postcards and letters full of insights, rants, and unique wisdoms for artists and readers everywhere. Yeah, I'd have to go back and reread the intro to this book to see.
Yeah,
here's a QR code too if you need to find it.
Yeah. The Toth animation book, like all the Hanna-Barbera stuff, that's got some of his notes in it too.
The design, Toth by Design.
Oh yeah,
not a cheap book, dude.
Oh, I've got that one.
So do I,
awesome,
and believe me, dude,
it's expensive now.
Which book?
It's called Toth by Design, and it had a limited run because it was all the Hanna-Barbera designs that he had done, but I guess it was unauthorized, so they kiboshed it real quick. So there's not a lot of
because a lot of the pieces look like they're Xeroxes of Xeroxes.
Yeah, but get what you can, you know.
Yeah, no, it's a great book.
Space Ghost.
That's
a good book. Anyhow,
all right,
so
you're up, Andy, right? Or no, Billy?
I'm up.
Oh, Andy.
Now, my first guy is J. Scott Pike.
Oh. No relation to J. Scott Candle?
Pikety.
No, he's the guy that created the character Dolphin for DC.
Yeah. Dolphin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
If you asked him, he'd say,
I thought that was Oxnard.
Oh, I think very good. But see, here's the weird thing. Like, so I've got that issue that Dolphin's first appearance that he drew, and it's really nice, but his stuff, a lot of the stuff I've seen of his was slicker. And then this actually came out last week. I don't know why DC did it, but they did a facsimile edition of
Young Romance.
They did a facsimile that came out last week of this issue of Young Romance, and the first story in it is the J. Scott Pike one.
Ooh,
there you go.
Is that cross hatching or zip on the shadow on her face?
It looks
it's cross hatching.
No way.
Oh, it is. Look at it.
Oh my
wow,
that's
beautiful.
I love though how he did the vertical lines on the shadow on her face instead of cross hatching that whole thing.
I like the wheelchair
Look at
lady.
that crunchy ink line. That's what I really like about it.
Yeah.
Let me just go back
down there.
That is tasty, man. And what Young Romance? What?
Well, it came out last week. It's 125.
Okay.
It's a facsimile edition. It's got some John Romita Senior stuff in it as well.
You want to ask my shop? That's great. Thank you.
But yeah, no, like I said, I've never seen this style of his work because after he left comics, he was a pinup artist as well.
Good acting.
Oh, really?
You really get the sense of her struggle.
I like the the no holding line on the kid's shirt and pants in this third panel. I think that's really cool.
She looks pretty distressed in that panel on the bottom there.
That's what I'm talking
life's
about.
tough.
Yeah.
Life's tough, Billy.
It was.
To be a hot chick in the 60s or 70s.
Boy, what are you gonna do?
Nailing Don Draper.
But yeah, there's just something about this ink line of his because
I'm a sucker. Go back. I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for the girl that kind of like she's thinking, and then it cuts out to the window, like she's looking out the window, like that third panel and the fourth panel. It's like, oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah.
What a liar, Tim.
I like that face, man. That guy's face in panel 2. The differences, the line variety. Like you get again going back to the volume. So that face you like, Art, that's almost a Silvestri woman face
with the upturned nose.
Yeah, that's
very Elizabeth Montgomery.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I dig it. I need to get.
But that one where she's looking out the window.
Look at this dude. Oh God, is it Ed Asner? I was thinking when I first saw this.
Ernest Borgnine.
I can't remember.
Oh,
Ernest Borgnine.
I see Ernest Borgnine.
Ernest Borgnine from Escape from New York. There he is.
Yeah, it's a cabbie.
And look at how they did the coloring. How did you put that little blue over there, and you got the color on her, so your eye goes right there? That was really smart.
Windows down.
Yeah, well, the window's down, so
yeah, but still, a lot of people wouldn't have made that choice.
Storytelling, yeah.
But I'm telling you guys, just the inking, I keep going back to it because it's just, I love the variation in line work, the crunchiness, I call it, because like you look at her hair right here in this last panel, and it's this thin line, and it's just
it is
fat. It's like,
but he's paying sensitive attention to faces and hands, because those are all very consistent, but everything else is, you say, crunchy, almost impressionistic.
Yes.
You know,
I'm telling you, if I was to ink this guy, I could do 6 pages easy a day.
That's a great face panel too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice
little dimple
eyes
chin.
are nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder if
I expect to see that nose like go dink 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 dink.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Darren.
Oh, Darren. Oh, there's Darren right there.
Wait, great.
He's getting a little grabby with her, isn't he? Look at that.
He's going Joe Biden on her, man.
She doesn't seem to hate it.
That's right.
Joe Biden
she doesn't seem to hate it. She doesn't seem to hate it, though.
Well, read the dialogue. This dude's like, how about lunch? She's like, why not? This dude's like, if Bill's got lunch, you must have dinner with me. All right.
All right.
And if you're going to feel better,
she's
gotta
easy,
eat
man.
something.
She's
by
easy.
page 12, she's a big fatty.
This has got a breakfast at Tiffany's vibe right here.
And that last panel, I don't know what came first, chicken or the egg, but that's like a total Ben Casey style.
Yeah.
But dude, back to what you were saying, Andy, look at that decision to do that hard line and then just go, nah, I'm going thin.
Right.
Like this.
Same on her cheek and her hair. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Even
works.
the nose.
It works. I don't know what the fuck, man. That's crazy.
I know. I would never think to do that. I would go, oh, that's too rough. I need to smooth that out.
Smooth it out.
But it works.
Yeah.
It tricks your eye. That was a discussion I had with I think it was Matt Yackey when Dark Knight 2 first came out. A lot of people were like, oh God, Frank has lost it or whatever. And I was saying, this stuff totally works if you don't look directly at it. You know what I mean?
Just moving through it, right?
And that's this guy's stuff. When I slow down and I look at it, I'm like, what?
I know.
You know,
this is
the crunchy that you're talking about, Andy. Yeah. Echo what you said, Aaron. I myself would not make those decisions. This guy was on the vapors or something.
Yeah,
I'm curious what type of. I think it's a pen. And I'm curious what type of pen point it is.
It's called a Sharpie.
It could be. You never know.
Back then, though,
it's a rapidograph.
I don't know. Art,
what were they called? Pen sticks.
I remember pen sticks.
Pen sticks. That was the shit that turned brown.
Yeah, there's something something blunted. It's kind of blunt because of the way it ends. Yeah,
I think he was smoking blunts before he inked it.
Nah, dude. I wish these are. What's his name again? Something Price?
J. Scott Pike.
Oh, Pike. J.
Pike.
Scott.
Well, you know what they say? The average reader doesn't spend more than a minute on a comic book page. So the average reader is not sitting there dissecting the art, at least not the first time through. They're reading the story.
That's funny you say that, man. I had not an argument, but a discussion with Norm Ratman. He was an inker, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times he would skate over details that I put in there. And I'd ask him, I go, dude, why'd you do that? And he's like, nobody looks at that stuff. Right. And like, I understand what he means. Like, you know, but then there are people that look at that stuff. The reason I love a Michael Golden comic is I can go back 4 or 5 times and spend, 15 minutes on a single page.
Right.
You know, I love that.
The average reader first time through is just blowing through.
They're just moving.
Right.
And someone like Frank Miller, going back to Miller, Sin Cities are romance comics. If you really look at them, they're hard-boiled romance comics. But you look at his stuff, and it's visceral. It's almost like writing with expression. Like you're not supposed to stare at it in the same way you would stare at a Michael Golden. And that's what I like about that J. Scott Pike stuff is like it tells all this information. And I'll tell you that that thick, thin juxtaposition created this, just out of snap glance, created this sense of curvature.
Mm-hmm.
That, but it was an optical illusion, and like maybe this is the other thing I think about sometimes as my vision is going. When I draw some stuff and I'm just inking to give the shape of what I want it to be, and I look at it and I'm like, what the fuck is that? But when I back up, it looks right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. It might have been by the seat of his pants and without his glasses on, but the shit looks nice.
Well, those
Now,
guys are always
real quick,
like 3 times as much of a hurry as we are because those deadlines they were always under.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh,
now check this out. This was also this was also in the book. This was drawn by John Romita.
What?
So these are real girls that either wrote in or something, and it says each of the girls will receive the original 8x10 sketch drawn by illustrator John Romita. Here's what cracks me up. I know it's hard to read. So the chick on the left, Victoria Barnett, Vicky is 18, attends Greenbrier College for Women in Lewisburg, Virginia, blah, blah, blah. You get down to the bottom. Vivacious Vicky is a natural blonde with blue eyes, fair complexion. Her statistics are 35, 23, 35. Yes. All this in a good cook, too. Who could ask for anything more?
That's wife material right there, buddy.
Yeah.
No,
this
dude.
Is real romance, man.
It gets even better with Marianne Blazinski. And here's
cute.
why.
Yeah,
here's why.
Is cute. I like her eyebrows.
16-year-old Marianne.
No. I take that back. I reel that all back.
Sophomore in high school. And then you read through the stuff, and at the bottom, lovely brunette. Marianne is 5'3", has eyes of brown, and lacking more statistics, we can only say we'll gladly settle for what we have.
Oh my God.
That's a cop-out if I've ever heard one. It's like she's 16, we're not going to get into this.
This is a Comics Code comic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And this came out in, let's
69.
see, 63.
63.
You're not getting away with that today. Oh, crap.
Well, half the shit in those romance comics you couldn't get away with because they would call them sexist and misogynistic.
Well, just that cover, it was like, that's kind of rapey.
Yeah.
So wait, you said 63? So 63 plus 10 is 73 plus 6. So good old Marianne is 79 right now.
Yeah.
I hope she has that sweet drawing. Like
she's still a total smoke show.
You know, she's eating her
Let's
oatmeal.
Look her up. What's her name?
I was going to say, who's doing the Google search?
Right, kicking it with her grandkids, going, "I was drawn by Johnny Romita."
Guys, I found her on Facebook.
Yeah, that'd be tight, dude.
We're friends.
Everyone friend Marianne Blazinski on Facebook. She's from Jersey City originally.
Dude, she's 80 years old. She's not going to be on Facebook.
That's true. Well, they say Facebook is for old people.
She might be on.
Yeah, but we're the old people.
That means us.
Yeah, I know.
I was just going to say, Graham, you better watch it. 80 years old. It's not going to.
All right, Graham, you got anybody else or?
Yeah, I do. I got the man of all seasons here.
No, I think I know who that probably is.
Oh, I hope you didn't take.
Maybe not.
It's not mine. It's
I got backups. Yeah.
I have no backups.
Hold on.
I got backups and
there
forward.
we go.
That's romantic.
Right, there we go.
Backups. You know what I'm saying?
Stan Drake.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well,
Stan the man.
Yes.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Heart of Julia Jones. He also did the Kelly Green book with Leonard Starr. But you know, he's mostly known for this, and he's the guy who inspired Neil Adams' style. You know,
oh yeah,
phenomenal.
Who did? Was it Starr that did Modesty Blaze?
Yeah, no.
It's very similar. His art is very similar.
Oh, Starr did.
Julia Jones on stage.
On stage. There you go. And then there's Apartment 3G.
Yeah, that's Alex Kotsky.
Yes, but who did the Modesty Blaze?
McDonald or O'Donnell?
Oh, what's his name?
That's the one you showed last week, wasn't it, Billy?
Man.
There was a bunch of people that did Modesty Blaze,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay.
There was. I know. I'm trying to think. I've got a
I'm modest.
Hannerman?
Hey, listen, I'm modestly blazed right now. Is all.
Dude, nice. I think it's Hannerman.
But look at that. Look at
Not
that.
Hannerman, I think.
That first panel in that second tier, that guy leaning in and pointing.
Oh, yeah.
That's like Neil has done that pose like a million times.
He never asked for a
Neil
second
would
cup
also
of
do the
coffee at
solid
home.
black, you know, like the solid black shirt there, that's only being described by the sleeve line and the arm coming out of it.
Yep.
You know,
Look at those heavy ink lines, like on that panel 1 of that girl's hair where she's pouring the coffee.
Yeah.
And underneath the guy's chin in panel 1, 2, 3, 4 back there.
I have to ask you guys because I see it and I recognize it, but a lot of times I try to understand the mindset. You know, I look at a lot of comics and try to study, and I look at them and I try to wrap my head around what it is that they're doing. When I look at someone like this, do you think that they're considering a light source, or do you think that it's a graphic thing to move your eye through the page?
I think it could be separation, foreground to background too, where they haven't, like, look at the guy's shoulder in panel 3. He's got those pictures behind him.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe they just put a big, stark
hard line.
black line there to kind of give him a little separation from those pictures.
The only line weight in this strip that really bugs me and makes no sense is in panel 1.
Yes,
the upper part of his forearm.
Because the window would be lighting that, and the backside would be
black.
darker.
I mean, the underside should be the heavy black. I don't get that.
But you look at this and you see a lot of Klaus in it as well. And Klaus would do stuff like that. Where he would just and Dick Giordano too. Dick Giordano would do a heavy line on top just to pop it from because like I see what you're saying, Graham, with the line being heavy, but it does pop it forward nicely from the window.
I'll tell you, there's an illusion. There's an illusion that's happening too. That the reason I asked about light is in photography, sometimes they'll do bounced light, right? And if they're in this kitchen, there's an ambience to the kitchen that could be bouncing off the countertop and hitting the underside of his arm, which would create that. And I don't know if they're that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think you're putting too much thought into it.
But sometimes when we draw, we do things and we're not thinking, and we do them because that's what our brain sees. Because when I analyze this, I go, yeah, that's the same thing with Graham. I'm like, all these line weights are cool, but that one is really weird.
I think he was on the phone with somebody. He's like, shit. And he's like, he's like, all right.
His cat,
he's going to get his page done today.
That's right. I don't get paid to erase.
Yeah.
You might be right, Billy.
That's what
I bet it's there to separate from that busy curtain.
It's really great. You know what's cool too about a lot of the
look at that bouncy pen line in there.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
It's alive, man.
Yeah. I love the hair. The hair isn't like a solid piece. It's just these wispy things, and then he gets in there and gets bold with it. Just great.
Smile, man. Smile. Look at that smile. That's so good.
Look at the lips.
Evil one for $2. Romance comics where comic artists go to die.
Hey, you know what though? There's some inspired stuff. Imagine for right now. Imagine this as a panel in Daredevil.
Karen Page.
You'd be like, dude, I'm smitten. You know what I mean?
It's very Klaus Janson. Klaus totally was inspired.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this.
Oh yeah.
This in a or imagine this in an Avengers. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like you'd be like, if this is where you go to die, cool. Like, let's go. I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Well,
everybody's in chat. No, I love that. Have you guys ever used that pen? It's I think it was a 290. It's like super flexible.
Gillette 290.
Yeah, Gillette.
Is he frozen up?
Gillette 290. It's like really flexible. And
what happened,
and that's why I think with that dude's form on that previous one, it might have just been when he was inking. It's like, oops. Oh well.
Got away from him.
Right.
Yeah.
That happens.
That's what it looked like. They didn't go back to correct it,
Yeah. I used to call those palsy moments when your arm just kind of like
You're like, oops. Oh well.
But dude, look at the rendering he did on like her lower lip and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's just lines.
If
Well,
you put
a highlight.
if you put your fingers over her face and just look at the sweater meats, it looks
Sweater
almost
meats.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know,
MEAT.
Sorry, my bad.
Fun bags.
It's the
meaty fun bags.
No, that almost looks like Burn, you know, like a Burn style rendering, like on She-Hulk or something.
Jonathan Byrne.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic.
Well, I mean, Byrne started off as a Neil Adams type guy, so
yeah.
I don't think we can, and I brought this up before, but I don't think we can ignore the fact that the way these guys worked in commercial illustration and deadlines, it's like, you know, you don't got time for being perfect, you know, and it's like you get the thing done and maybe every line isn't perfect, and for us to overanalyze it, that may be just
dude, this panel is great.
Yeah,
I would love to own this panel.
I was talking to Steve Lealoa, and he had a print of at a con last weekend, and he had a print of Howard the Duck #1, the splash page.
Yeah.
And was selling it, and it was really cool. And he was talking to me about it, and he said, because I think Bruner colored that issue, if I'm not mistaken, but he said he was sitting there, and Frank was like, Frank Bruner was like, yeah, I kind of screwed up on the color here and here, but yeah, got no time. And he sending it off, you know, and he just left it. And he said, when he went back and got the original stat to make the print, he said he went back in and recolored it and made the corrections that Frank was talking about, but never made because he didn't have time and didn't care enough to do it.
Yeah. Well, you also have to think, you know, what he's doing is like, what 13-year-old girl is going to notice that there's a thick line on the top of the dude's arm?
Right.
Well, that was a newspaper.
Right.
Like
I'm drawing fucking romance comics.
Yeah,
right?
but here's the conundrum, guys. Here's the conundrum. And this is something I asked Michael Golden. I showed him that panel I always bring up with the Beast sipping coffee, eating cakes, reading a book. Like there's so much extraness that doesn't have to be there. When I look at these romance comics, the thing that I'm mostly taken back with is how much more put together as far as human details and craftsmanship versus the superhero stuff. Like like again, I imagine this as a panel in Daredevil. This would be my favorite Daredevil comic.
Yeah, this is Leonard Starr. I'm showing him because I don't know that we're going to do another round, and I want to make sure he got he got some love too, because look at that second panel, the ship and the reflection.
Well, the silhouette work too is so nice.
Phenomenal.
I mean, what is it? 1, 2, 3, fourth panel where the girl's face is blue in silhouette.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah. And the cross hatching on her jacket or her sweater in the last panel.
Yeah, that's a great.
It doesn't have to be this good, but it is.
Yeah. And this is he did a daily and a Sunday. I mean, so this is the grind, man. This is the bigs. This is an unrelenting deadline. I don't know how Hal Foster did it. I mean, he only did a Sunday.
Oh my gosh!
But he did it so big and everything. I mean, he worked on that thing for a whole week, you know, and he did it for what, 50 years, something like that.
Yeah. Did you guys read the Big Collector IDW book?
I have it.
Laney did, and he said that his wife, that like fans would come over, and he'd like, yeah, come on in, and he's trying to work, and his wife's like, he just was like, yeah, come on in, I'm working, sure, you can hang out, and he just hang out with people, like, and his wife was always like, you can't have anybody come over, we're working, you can't, you know, and she banned people from the house because he was, I guess, like a lot of the rest of us, you know, ADD, like, oh, squirrel.
Right. Hal Foster? Is that who did that?
Yeah, Foster.
Cool.
It's amazing. Oh,
that's great
really
stuff.
Nice. Yeah. That's nice stuff.
There's a Leonard Starr collection. It's a small, thin book, and the reason I bought it, I saw it. I think there's a Leonard Starr Facebook page. But anyhow, I've had it for 4 or 5 years, and one of the strips, because you know it was about Mary Perkins on stage, so like acting or I've never read it, but there's a dude that was dressed up in one of the storylines he did like the superhero, and I was like, I got to get that. That's cool as hell.
Well, do you think that maybe the on these are strips, obviously, and so he had a wide audience looking at them, and the quality was going to be better because it paid better. But even in the romance comics, where it's so important that the drawing is good, the figure work and stuff like that, because you have mostly would be young and teenage girls reading this stuff, and they don't have this appreciation for stylization like boys do in like, you know, superhero comics. And so it's got to be something that they recognize as that's the way things should look, and that's the way people look. And so you had guys doing maybe a higher level of realistic craftsmanship, whereas in a superhero comic you can really stretch it, and the young teenage boy just thinks that's really cool, but the girl wouldn't get it.
I'm looking.
I don't know, because if you think about the time period these came out, it was still more high class to draw a newspaper strip than it was to draw comic books.
I meant the comic books themselves, not the strips, because the strips they were getting paid more.
Look at that hand in that first panel, and how it's carried by the line weights. Like I could see drawing that form, but those line weights, the choices on those line weights are blowing my mind.
And look at the guy behind him, the thinner lines and the wrinkles, so perfect. And yet he, you know, and his line weights are a lot lighter than the guy in the foreground. Just beautiful how that pops.
Good choice.
This is a Sunday.
Yeah,
these are awesome, man. What was this?
This would be called a tabloid format.
What was this like year wise? This post 59.
Let me see if I can blow it up here.
Because what did Neil Adams say? He said he was like the only guy hired in 59.
This is 64.
64.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
That's gorgeous, man. So this could be a Daredevil comic, but this, I mean, shit, man.
A little
Look at this panel right here. Fuck, man, that looks.
I know that water is amazing.
Yeah, and the coloring too. I mean, there's the white highlights.
Right. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And look at that dude just hanging out in the bottom there. The glue.
It's got a noirness to it. Yeah, this is Leonard Starr, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice looking stuff.
Beautiful.
You know, I think. Well, I have to apologize because I mean the draftsmanship of these romance artists, you know, like a lot of them, like, holy shit. I was making fun of it. I know this is a strip, but wow.
Yeah.
It's stunning.
Nice stuff.
Yeah, Starr and Drake, cool. Man, and Kotsky. Those are the three guys that were really kicking ass in the 50s and 60s up until the 70s on those romance strips. I mean,
I wonder what their lives were like. You know, like because they were like the kings. You know what I mean? You know, no one cared about the guy drawing Batman.
The Connecticut connection.
They were just like they're going to New York, they're going to Manhattan, and they're drinking, you know, and they're hitting like, you know,
playing golf at 4 o'clock.
I was gonna say they're golfing
hanging with hot models.
Yeah. There's a whole enclave in Connecticut where they all kind of hung out.
That would have been fun. Like that would definitely be in my top 100 time travel visits, you know.
Right.
There's got to be a bar like Sardi's, or there's got to be some place where they all hung out and went.
I'm sure.
In the city. You know, they're dropping off their strips and stuff, and like, hey, I'll meet you at Sardi's at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
At 4.
There was one that was downtown. I can't remember the name of it, and the wall has got drawings all over the wall by Kniff and
no way.
Oh yeah.
When I was working for King Features, the Jay Kennedy took me there.
That would be so cool.
That was pretty neat.
Hey Dan, was there a wall like that at Golden Apple?
Yeah, a lot of shops had that. Golden Apple had like these what's that called? Acrylic plastic things where you could do some doodles, and I think there's another place in LA, a steakhouse called The Palm that has that too. But yeah, Golden Apple, you're right. And some music places where venues that a lot of the musicians sign walls, and you get that cool shit going on.
Cool.
Is this
Graham,
collected anywhere? Graham, is this collected anywhere?
There's lots of Leonard Star collections out there.
There was series that came out a few years ago. I got on my shelf somewhere where that started at the beginning of Leonard Starr's run. But they're not color. It's just black and white.
It's tough, man. These things sometimes are rabbit holes, you know. Like I look at that ink stuff and it like it makes you super introspective. You know, you get into a point where you get into a flow, and then you look at some other thing and you just go, holy shit, that just broke my brain, and it like derails. It derails your thought process for a little while. Because I'll tell you that J. Scott Pike stuff is still kind of knocking around in my head, man. Damn you, Andy.
Get that issue of First Appearance of Dolphin.
I will.
All right,
Young Romance 125.
So Dan, you said you only have one. I don't want to steal yours. Do you have Nick Cardy?
No, I don't. Okay,
we'll do Nick
right
Cardy.
on. Yay.
All right. Love Nick Cardy.
Yeah, he's great.
Titan stuff. I didn't really pay attention to him that much, but I've really discovered him in the last 20 years, and his cover work is really, really good.
Yeah.
Please, I love him.
The colors too, man. They were putting in work. Those are gorgeous choices.
Yeah.
Look at the depth in this cover.
I just like the shadows, the way they handled those too.
This period, this late 60s, this is like 68. Oh no, it's 70. It says 1970. Yeah, that period, DC's covers were blowing Marvel off the stand.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
Well, let's not get carried away.
Everything. Fired. This thing, the colors. I mean, great composition, and it tells a story, and it gives you room for the logo. But this is hitting, like, for me personally, subjectively. This is hitting all the color notes. Like, it's hitting it for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's whoever colored this. I mean, it's like to go in there with flat color and to be able to, make it look good.
Yeah,
especially with our modern sensibilities. These guys know what they're doing. At least some
little K-tone.
Jack Adler.
I mean, that's what I was going to say that too, Graham or Dan. It's the K-tones and stuff. And wasn't Neil the one that pushed that, or was it somebody else?
What, K-tone?
Yeah, I thought Neil pushed that at DC. Like, really tried to amp the coloring up when he got there.
That sounds super plausible.
All right, how about this one? Again, nice faces by Cardy here.
Oh yeah.
All these guys, don't you feel that like Cardy and Neil Adams and Aparo a little bit, and a lot of these romance guys sort of felt like they came from the same sort of school. They had the same feel to their work. It's not exactly the same, but
like a school of acting almost.
Yeah, I mean the line work is somewhat similar, and it just kind of
advertising inking.
Yeah, it's more like commercial art. Yeah. Illustrative.
That kind of looks like Neil in the background there. He's make up your mind who you love, the older generation or me.
That's Neil, and the other guy.
I was about to say it does.
Gil Kane. It's Gil
Kane and Neil Adams going for the chick. Now look at what she says here. Plus, love me forever, but marry me never.
Wow, that's the 70s, bro. That's the 60s. Look at that.
Look at that.
I love the rendering on that hair. The one side is dark and tapers up, and then the other side has got the lighter lines, and then it gets dark at the bottom. Love that.
Yeah, I just love the faces and the drawing. It's just so good. There's nothing really, Graham, like falling in love, don't you think?
Well, when it happened.
A good ribeye, and a glass of whiskey. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
That's
right. Love.
Yes, sir.
Here's one more for the road.
All right.
This is tragic.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that perspective. That's so nice.
Color.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. He doesn't just say okay. He says okay. Okay. If he's more important than I am, I'm leaving.
Wow, man.
Wow.
That's
you know what? There's
every
repercussions
dad.
for free love, man. There's repercussions.
I gotta say though,
you want to do that and throw that out there, then the man doesn't have to pursue you.
Okay, hold on a second.
Men are getting married later. It all started with these effing hippies.
No, hold on a second, Billy.
Have fun.
Billy, this is
Guess
one
what?
of those.
That's the fucking Zodiac killer walking over that hill in the background by that land.
No, that's a snap. This is a thing. That's a snap judgment. Okay. Look at how
Of course
tiny,
it is. It's
look at how
Billy.
tiny that baby's head is and how big the bundle is. That is an alien or it's a toy. And she's delusional and she keeps saying our love child. And he's like, it's a doll. She's like, he's not a doll. He's everything. And he says, if he's more important than I am, I'm leaving. He's actually trying to rationalize this crazy bitch.
I think you're right.
Look at the little head, dude. That's not a real child.
No.
Yeah, he's tiny.
I don't know,
It
man.
can't be his because he's 18.
It could have been a preemie.
That's right. He's 18 feet tall. that baby's head would be massive.
He's also an asshole because she's got a nice little jig popper right there, a nice popper to go fishing with. Hanging.
I know. She's got glitter around her neck.
Grab yourself a nice striped bass, that sucker.
Maybe the baby
right after that bad boy.
I'll tell you the most interesting nuance in this cover, and this is going to sound crazy, is that necklace, because Nick he's got the gravity in the right way, the tension in a straight line holding that
on
thing,
the one
but
side,
then on the right shoulder it launches off loosely.
Yeah,
which is because of her angle, how that thing would hang.
It tells it gives it placement, like gravity, like
it adds weight and dimension.
But I'm telling you right now, that guy's doing her a favor because his left leg is a gimp leg. Look at that thing; it's a stick.
Right. Yeah, dude. He needs to hit the gym. He needs to stop doing one leg squats.
No, guys, a lot of gimpy people, man. They got tons to offer, man. Like, don't let a bum leg slow you down, man. Jeez.
But in the very simplistic critique, this is a dynamic cover for something that's not dynamic.
Yeah. No joking. Yeah. Joking aside, this thing is freaking brilliant.
It is.
It's really nice.
And the use of the K-tone to make that foreground and shadow. He's in the sun. She's in the shade.
And that little baby's head is catching the light.
But there's a lot of attitude. That letterer knew exactly what they were doing.
No,
I'm leaving.
Maybe that was a commentary on his job. This was it. This was the last romance comic he was doing. He lettered it like that and just handed it in and walked out the door.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Leaving. So anyway, there you go. Nick Cardy, also a great superhero artist, but showing his
and little known fact about Nick, a gimp leg.
Yeah,
and he's 18 feet tall.
Yeah, it's like FDR in the polio. Who knew? Yeah.
Did you know that Gil Kane drew the first appearance of Donna Troy in her all red bodysuit costume, inked by Nick Cardy?
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, look at that.
Teen Titans 22, I think. $2, true believer. Thank you. They had to add drama without relying on fights. Yeah.
Good
all right, Fraga boom.
Am I next? Because wasn't it like a big mix-up? Like,
yeah, I mean, Billy got mixed up.
My turn. I'll go.
Billy's confused.
Okay, cool. All right, fine.
All right, where would romance?
Let's do it fucking live.
Well, I love how we're going back. We're going back.
Wait, you're going, Billy?
What?
Yeah, Billy's going.
Okay, then go, Billy, go.
I love how we go back to the golden age of comic strips and the silver age of comics to show these beautiful rendered art and this office romance.
I know, right?
Colonels hitting on young lieutenant gals. But I think what we're really missing is today's comics.
No.
Oh, boy.
Yes, and if you could share, there's some great romance comics going on today. Hence, like this one.
Is this Robin and the Twink?
It is!
Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, no.
Come on.
Oh.
That. Who would have ever thunk it?
Look at the neck on him.
Who thought romance comics was dead?
Look at that. Twink Nation.
Oh,
look at that.
Sneaking up on Robin.
Look at that.
Sneak up on Robin.
And then look. Just kidding. Please, I could smell you coming a mile away. So was he just jumping like? So
this isn't real, right?
Afraid here, right?
Yeah, it is
real.
No, this is not real.
It's tragic.
It is.
No,
it's a few years old now, but it's real.
What?
Yeah.
Who's the girl in the blouse?
That's a guy.
That's Robin and his boyfriend.
Yeah, that's Bernard.
Dude, those
Bernard, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm with B.
So he's all squishy in his pants right now because that cum shot after that thing.
Oh no!
But of course, I could smell you coming a mile away. How can Robin fucking smell someone a mile away?
Maybe he didn't wipe well enough, dude.
Because he doesn't.
Does he have the Drakkar Noir? Andy Smith breaking out the old Drakkar Noir?
He's got the high karate.
Drakkar or
Axe body spray, guys.
But look how scared he is. Look at that. Isn't that adorable?
Is Bernard a superhero?
No,
Bernard is flying. Yeah, because he's flying. Look, Bernard is floating in the air right now. So he floated in.
Well, but what I'm wondering though, because Robin is Robin, right? And he was trained by Batman. Wouldn't they know that they're being snuck up on?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, Brando.
Or is it just like a ruse, like a ruse that we don't understand as cis white males?
See, if they were writing that in Robin's character, he would have snuck up on him, and Robin would have turned around and punched him in the face before he had a chance to do anything, you know. And then he would have been, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know, I've been trained by Batman. You know."
And then that guy that got punched would say, "Hey, do it again."
No, he would have spun around, kicked him in the balls.
If we were writing this,
hold on, he would have kicked him in the balls, and then he would have been like, "Oh my God, Bernard, I'm so sorry. Let me kiss the boo boo."
Yeah. Well, it gets better. They go out on it gets better. They go out on a wonderful date. So it's late at night. And of course, these terrible parents are with their kid because the kid's begging for food, but she wants to give this guy a hand job. And then who could not love this? The chick right here with the stubble on her legs because she's not shaving her legs. This is their world. This is the world. Look at this. Look at this guy.
What is this? This place is a dump. There's trash all over the place.
It's a Robin.
Hey, look at that. Look at the thick ink line as it goes into a thin line.
Don't.
Nothing saves it.
Hey, Billy.
I'm trying so hard.
Yeah.
Billy, I'm just curious about your search history because
thank
you,
Graham.
up at the top.
Graham said it. Thank you for saying it, Graham. Thank you.
All this porn came up, and this was anyway.
Oh,
Well, and he removes himself again. Right, now you're up, Dan.
I'm not ashamed of
Dan, save us, please.
Hey, listen, I'm keeping it. I already did my dirty, naughty. Our love story number 5 by Jim Steranko. Really fantastic cover. I believe that's a Ramita cover.
It is.
This is the one I know I have a copy of, but I can't find it.
Steranko did a story in here?
Yeah. Look at this.
Oh my gosh, I've got to get this.
Did you guys
story before though,
it's
Aaron?
really good stuff.
Huh?
Can I finish real quick?
Seen this story though.
Oh yeah,
before.
he's back.
No,
he's back. I wanted to click off that fucking abomination, and I clicked out of
Wait. I got to back up, Aaron. You've never seen that Steranko story in your life?
No.
It's Dan. Isn't that reprinted in that Steranko trade paperback Marvel put out? Steranko Marvel Visionaries.
The Captain America.
It's
in the Captain America.
Is it?
It's in the. Hold on, dude. That's why.
Yes.
That's where I have it.
I cannot believe you've never seen that, Aaron.
Hold on.
All right, Billy, you got something else?
Yeah, I have something over from 1999.
Oh no, it's not in that one.
Okay,
it's in the.
What I think probably.
What do you got, Billy?
My favorite romance comic, and I'd say the only romance comic I've ever read in my life, is came to you in 1999. It's Nightwing Ignites the Birds of Prey by Chuck Dixon, our pal Chuck, and Greg Land and Drew Geraci. This issue.
Oh, there you go.
Great issue where what's her name?
Yeah.
Barbara Gordon wants to fly again, and Dick Grayson, and I mean, Greg is just killing it here. Look at this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that shot, but
okay. Well, it's a romance comic, but just look at this, just good stuff, you know. And then what he does, he takes her on a date. And he takes her flying on the trapeze. He takes her to the circus. I love this.
That's
story.
a trusting chick, bro. Like,
yeah,
I know a lot of girls that would take a D over going over trapeze shit. You know what I'm saying?
But
he was trying to see how risky she'd get.
I think he was having a great. I love the book. Again, let's I get what you're saying. Some things I know you're saying.
Evil One for $2. How's that She Valentine's Day cover coming, Billy? Hail Satan.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
God, Lord. But look, just good stuff. I don't know if you guys remember this book, but it was a terrific issue. Chuck wrote a beautiful issue, and I think Greg killed it. I think he did a great job with it. That she's flying, and that's romance. That's romance.
I do remember reading this when it came out, and I did like the story.
He leaves her. Look, he drops. Dick just drops and leaves her on her own. So here she's hanging.
Oh, that's what it's in.
Freaking the fuck
Dan,
out.
is that what it's in?
Yeah.
It's in this. It's in this. Sorry, Billy. It's in this, but it's not as good as the actual thing. It's like a recolor. But yeah, get it, Aaron. Our Love Story 5.
But anyway, it's a great thing. He drops her, and then she swings and she catches him. And
she catches him.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Now, here's my question though: like, was she a trapeze person beforehand?
She's Barbara Gordon, dude.
It's Batgirl.
She's Batgirl.
Well, no, I thought she was.
She's in a wheelchair now.
She is. That's why he's helping.
But she
her.
was Batgirl, so yes, she was.
So she could, even though she can't use her lower extremities, she's still
he's
cool
doing it.
He's teaching. It's a great. You got to read the book.
He's carrying her through and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I have to see it. I'm not a DC guy.
Well, you were looking up other stuff when he was showing off the story.
No, I was looking at it. I just thought that's real trusting. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's he's Nightwing and she's Batgirl.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean? What does that even mean?
What does that mean?
All right, let's be honest.
Even mean?
You can't trust Tim Drake. You can't.
Okay, that's it. Next time I do a show, it's going to be all DC just to educate Dan.
And that's
you know what? And you know what, Dan? Besides, what does she have to lose?
Right. Oh shit.
That's right.
No net date.
She's not going to get more paralyzed.
No net.
Fraga, the moral of the story is trust the dick.
The moral of the story is love is love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but just think about it. She's paralyzed there. If that date went wrong, she could have been a quad at the end of that date. So it could have gotten worse.
That's true.
Just saying.
So terrible, Phyllis. So
he flips her up and then drops her on her head, and she survives, but now she can't use her arms either.
Dan's pulling the old Mike Barron. You know when Mike Barron's on Kings and all you just see him is doing this? And he's not paying attention. I'm
paying attention.
Like, what do you think, Mike Barron? And Mike's like, "What? Like
what,
dude? No, I just I have to catch myself on a lot of the jokes. That's all."
So, Dan, did you have something else or what?
No, it's cool. It's cool.
No, show that Stranko story. I want to see.
Yeah, show the Stranko so
we'll
Aaron can see it.
Fine.
I don't know shit about comics.
Fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Here it is. Our love story number 5. You'll share every kiss, every tear. So the Steranko story is pretty cool. The reprint that I had showed earlier on screen isn't colored as well. In fact, they were trying to do the Baxter paper thing, but it was like smeary watercolors and not as good. But I'm not sure what Jim was dabbling in here. I see a little Alphonse Mucha, but also like the book.
It's kind of like Kaluta, like Michael Kaluta.
I was going to say, he talks about it in that book that we got, Dan.
Yeah, it's very 60s, very Yellow Submarine.
I know you're talking about the self-made man or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not. I want people to get that book. I'm not going to get into it. Damn.
Yeah, because he was going on. I think one of the things he mentioned was everything's a dead line weight.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
exactly. Why don't you take over, Andy? I want you to take over.
No, I'm good. You can keep
do it. No,
I don't know what else to say about it. Plus, you're the one that's controlling the screen, going through the pages.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing this.
Oh my gosh!
Is that seriously the only page that you're going to show? Is that the only you can have?
Dude, here's the thing. It was when you brought up that we were doing this. The only things I can think of was Frazetta, Ramita, this Steranko story, and of course all the smut I read as a child.
You just blue-balled Aaron. Aaron's expecting to see more than one page of this, and you got one page, and that's it.
I'll look it up now. That's okay.
No,
Dan.
I can look at. No, look. I'll do it. I'll do the. There's a trick.
Over in 6 minutes. I got to do dinner. Let's keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
We'll come back to it. Art, what do you got?
I found it.
Oh, wait, he found it.
I
No,
got
I
it.
found it.
Damn, you guys. Damn you.
What?
Damn.
What?
See, look at how fast that went.
That was good.
See?
Fast.
So you got some Buscema and
Ooh,
Giacoya.
John.
Giacoya.
Cool. But let's get into the Steranko.
You know, Giacoya was John's favorite inker.
I
No,
thought his
Sal
brother
was-
was.
Sal Buscema was.
Yeah.
His brother
Well,
was.
okay, Sal was, but you know.
There it is.
Wait, go
There
back.
it
Here we
is.
go. Here we go.
That other story is Gene Colan inked by Ramita. It's a freaking
Yes.
amazing.
Dude,
It's
this
gorgeous.
whole book
Wow,
is
it looks
this
great.
whole book.
Look at that
You guys, it's
face.
called Our Love Number 5. It's I know I have it. I couldn't dig it up quick enough. A lot of really
Yeah,
good
that-
stuff. You got the Buscema,
that's
you got
some
the
great
colon,
stuff.
and then of course coming. Look at those. Aren't those?
I
great?
want to see more Colan inked by Ramita.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
it's not
Oh
gonna
my
happen.
God, that is so good.
It's not gonna happen. I'm just telling you.
I know.
Yeah. And then here we go. So we go into the Steranko stuff. Very graphic. Lot of fun. I mean, especially for how. Let me see if I can zoom back. That's as far back as I can go. Okay. This is the page we were looking at. Kind of Miller-esque, right? I see a
Very
little-
early Bob Peak. His movie
Yes,
posters,
that's what I was
Yeah,
saying. The novels and movie posters. But look at all it's very graphic, right? Like this is something out of a
Yeah.
Beatles
More
album.
hippies. Look at this, hippies everywhere. My God.
Hippies everywhere. But let's look. But hey, Steranko is no hippie lover. Let's just be
No, he wasn't. It's true. You're
one on
right.
one on that motherfucker. It 1970 guys. So
Yep.
we're
Buscema, Romita, Colon, and Steranko in that. Are you kidding me?
not kidding.
It's a great book.
Yeah, really fantastic.
That's great. That's a
stuff.
great panel.
Yeah, which
Want
one?
this
This
the
last
leg?
one? This one here?
No, next one. Nope.
The legs in the chair?
That.
Yeah,
right there.
that's very Nagel and Fabric School. You know?
That's
But
a
how's
really
she going
small
to sit in
chair.
that chair? It's so small.
Yeah.
It
Can't
is.
even fit it in the building. Yeah.
But a lot of really cool graphic ideas, and like Andy said, and you know, I wish there was a little more clarity in my skull, but there's a book called, was it Self-Made Genius? Was that what it's called? Self-Made Man.
Shit. Yeah.
Self-Made Man by Jim Steranko, and it's a fantastic book. This guy had broken down that Steranko created over 147 unique storytelling conventions that had not been used before. Kind of like what you talk about, Graham, with Roy Crane and a lot of these things that we can take for granted now. They went through one by one all of Steranko's 29 jobs and kind of dissected where he invented, and they try to go through a checks and balances thing. I think there were a couple times they were off, but a lot of checks and balances as far as, oh yeah, this is the first time in a comic that someone employed this technique. This is the first time they employed this storytelling technique. And 147, I think, is the
What
count.
was the
but
number of
something
that
like
comic? Was it My Love number what?
Our Love number
Our Love
5.
Story number
Oh,
5.
Our Love. Okay.
Yeah.
It
It's good.
was originally Our Throbbing Love, but they changed it to
Yeah.
Whoa. Keep it clean on my channel,
Yeah,
Lepresti.
yeah.
Good
Well,
Lord. Man.
hey, the Trosley
Damn.
version was Our Splurting Love, and
Oh, it's even worse.
Gotta end the stream.
All right, Artabear, what do you got?
Somebody's always got to take it next level.
Can you share my screen, Andy?
No.
Hey, guys,
I
that
can
book
when
is
you
expensive.
you have
It is.
Oh, you mean
It's
full
got
screen?
the-
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Okay.
You can't get it for under $45.
the
Oh,
Tro-
we know this one.
Everybody
Yeah,
loves it.
look at
Okay, this is the Valentine's to my sweetie Pamela.
Aw.
And so over here, right here, this is her before we married.
Yeah.
And this dashing person right here
It's you.
is me.
With
the
that sweet
ponytail?
ponytail.
Yeah, I had long hair, had a mullet. And so there's Jimmy Olsen and Kent, and that's oh my gosh, Lois showing off her engagement ring.
Art, did you use some of the pen sticks on this?
No. It's all brush and what was it? It was like a Gillette, like 950 or something.
I thought it was
like
a July 850.
850. That's it.
Yeah,
$850.
that was a real brushy one. I got a whole box of those.
Is this burn pencils? Who drew this?
This
Look
is
at the Jurgens.
this
Oh,
is Dan
Jurgen.
Jurgens,
Yeah, okay.
Yes, this is Adventures of Superman, Rings of Fire. So you can stop sharing, and I do have more.
So cool,
I do have more.
Wait, there's more.
But happy Valentine's Day, Pamela, if you're listening.
Oh,
yes, and so we
got
got
sweet boy art there.
Suck up. What?
Suck up.
He's a sweet boy. He's a sweet boy. My mom would love you, Art Bear.
Thank you. Okay, these are quantum mechanics of Valentine's that I made a few years ago. So I just
be a
love
mine.
the beautiful
Be a
thing.
mine.
Like me. Be a mine.
Be a mine.
Be a mine. And then we got Oot here. It's
I
Oot here.
Oh, that's awesome.
To give
your
clubs. Yeah, clubs and kisses.
For the real man.
Yes.
Look at the Popeye elbow you gave him, the little curly Popeye.
I know.
I love this stuff.
That's great,
I love these
dude.
guys. Yeah. And so then we got Zen. Roses are red. Zen is blue. Find the calm inside of you.
Oh.
Happy Valentine's Day. And then this was
Shouldn't
a lot
that be
of fun.
Find My Calm Inside of You? What?
Oh, come on.
Andy.
Come on.
Oh, no.
Andy, you know what's funny, dude? Is my brain said it, and I was like, no, don't.
No, don't go there.
And you did
Andy's
it.
brain said, say it.
Exactly. I pick up where Dan leaves off.
I know. I was like, the what inside of you? Like that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so girl, you got a backstage pass to my heart. Happy Valentine's Day.
Very cool, man.
And then we got from Team 9.2 to all of you. Happy Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's, everybody.
You romantic you.
Yeah, and then we got some of this. So this, I do believe this is still Alex, but this is one of his covers.
Ooh.
Is it?
And then
tough.
Man, that's hard to tell.
That's
No,
a lot of business. That's a lot of business.
The dad looks so annoyed. He's like,
know.
"Oh, give me a break."
Yeah, like his daughter's hanging all over him. Is that? The face I thought was like it kind of looks Tothish.
The girl looks like that's a Cardi girl. Look at the hair.
The ink, the ink line work doesn't look like Toth, but maybe he was inked by somebody else.
I love the employment of the pattern, like the fact that they had these dresses to.
Well, we always eat late.
Not 9:30.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you don't. This is romance, Billy.
This is the domestic squabble.
That's
live.
That's real
live.
romance.
Yeah,
we always eat late. No, you don't.
Okay, I'm not even gonna. This is just a series of like covers that I thought was cool.
That's a nice cover.
Yeah, I like the open belly shirt. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
What
did his eyes?
What happened on her pants? Did they get a little?
No,
wet?
dude, he unbuttoned half her shirt, and that's why she's slapping his face. And Mom walks in. This is a really embarrassing moment.
Okay, but look,
nice Vince Coletta inking though.
Hey, but listen,
It does look like Vince.
If he's making her, if he's
because
making
he fucked
her,
up the eye. Look at her eyes. She's got the lazy
if
eye.
he's making her that saturated in the jeans, I don't think that slap was anything but theatrics.
Dude, are
for
you
the
guys
mother.
missing on the side where it says meet Gilda Radner, Young Woman of the Month?
Oh, look at that.
Radner.
It
Holy
does.
shit.
Yeah, the comedian.
I did miss that part. I was just looking at the splishy pants.
Look at those eyes. If this is Vinny Colada,
He totally mucked them both up.
Yeah, and then this.
I can't believe he did that right in her face like that. Look at her eyes.
He's all wall-eyed.
Yeah, they're both. But he's getting slapped, so I can see it. But her,
yeah,
come on. And
She
then
got doused in her own dousings.
I thought this was really, really nice. Look at that drawing.
That 3/4 up on her is great.
Yeah, is that Giordano?
I don't know. I don't know who any of these guys are. I just saw a bunch of covers that look really cool, and I know that also that Dan likes these open backgrounds like this.
Yeah, I do.
And I thought like Dan would love this thing.
I do. Just the shadow play.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think Ascots will make a comeback at all? Or
God, I hope not.
Oh God, please let them.
I know Billy wants.
Damn it! I just got one.
I just got one.
Is that like a banana hammock? An
It's a banana hat.
No, it's what you wear with a smoking jacket or something.
Look at this though, like the
that's gorgeous.
composition. This thing's
dig
freaking
that.
awesome.
Okay, talk about open background and just doing it right. This
Yeah.
is what is that? What is that? The cover of Something Love, obviously.
Young
Young
Love.
Love number
76.
76.
Dude, I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna get
It's
these.
76. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. If I don't,
But I
have
like
them
how
already,
the
holy
cars,
shit.
the car and trucks are all like gray
Yeah.
tone, and then this big bold shadow right here. Very
That's
cool.
definitely Giordano.
This is nice. Look at
I
how
was gonna
she's
say
sitting
that
on the
that
motorcycle.
girl looks like it.
Yeah,
Look at how
that
she's
guy's
sitting
face.
on. She's like
I need to
side
get
saddle.
these.
She's like
Yeah.
sitting like it's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, there's a
Picked
lot
her
of
up on the
thought.
quick.
There's a lot of thought gone into this, and then this is another clingy. All these women are very clingy, so maybe that's something I like. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like he's
This
got
is
a pair of mutton chops there.
Up until
Yeah.
a point, you know.
up until a point.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like you want them clingy, but then you're like, here's cab fare. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but
Oh
look at
damn!
there's something going on here. He says like he found out this is all an act. She's been using
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, and now
I've
she's
got to make a
busted.
very important phone call.
Yeah,
I'd love to see this cover, but with the partners flipped.
Yeah,
In
you
behind
know what I would
Yeah.
like to see?
Yeah.
His hands on her.
but hey, Billy, here's the problem: is even if it was 2024, they will still both have sideburns.
Yeah. You know what I want to see? I want to see a Maxwell Smart version of this. I want him to have his
With
like
a shoe?
shoe in his hand.
Just a
That would
shoe.
make it interesting.
Yeah. And then this is just like an old. I don't even know what this stuff is, but I thought this was really charming. This is very sweet. You know,
Is it the dog? Is it the dog that's doing it for you?
No, I think it's the innocence of the romance, and then I just dig it that this guy's got a boat. And he took this woman off onto some kind of island or something, and they got lunch, and they're just like
Dude,
he's playing music, and
He's a very generous man with his attention. I mean, any girl that like is like, I'm just breaking out the uke, you know what I'm saying, and just starts uking away.
I don't know what that is. That's not a ukulele. That's got like 8 strings on it.
Like a lira.
Ukulele?
Lyre.
I don't know.
Ukulele.
Yeah.
We're just making shit up.
Yeah.
But
That
anyways,
looks like a Kirby
ukulele.
cover.
yeah, I just
That
thought this
might
was
be-
sweet.
It might be
Okay.
Kirby.
That's cool.
But
You're
with
right,
who on the
that might
ink
be
though?
Kirby.
Because those
Graham.
are some.
That looks like that could be Kirby, doesn't
That,
it?
Yeah,
that
this is
guy's
55.
face though. That guy's face is so good. And
Yeah.
not that
And
Kirby
hers,
doesn't do
too.
good faces, but it's more sophisticated than his usual stuff. So I'm just wondering
Yeah.
if somebody.
But it's from
in
1955,
this era,
so.
Kirby would draw like that.
Dude,
There's
that
things
more-
in there's
is
things in
like
his
the
Sky
Japan.
Masters era.
Look at that shirt and pants, Graham. That's Kirby.
Yeah, this is
That
Kirby.
looks
That's what I was gonna say. And
Yeah,
the water, and if you look at the water, it's Kirby. But this is
Yep.
very cool. Yeah.
Bro's got no ass.
Oh,
Say what?
Bro's got no ass.
Baggy pants. Baggy
He does
pants.
look like a little
Right.
dump truck.
maybe he's got him pulled down. He's ready for action.
Oh damn!
Maybe
But
that's
this-
why the dog's tongue is out.
But
Well,
this right
ooh,
here,
what
this
is
right
that?
here,
Who is that?
This is like a deep dive. So I think this guy's name's David Roach, and it's a very British affair. I've never heard.
This is
Very
beautiful.
British affair. Yeah, I like her hair, man.
Yeah,
She
it looks
great.
like Tony Curtis.
Look at how well done this is.
Yeah,
It
I'm looking
is.
at the
This is
girl, Andy.
nice.
Jeez.
Well, I'm just
I like
saying,
this
the dude
one.
looks like Tony Curtis.
It's
Then you got
stunning.
that crappy set lettering again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They only do that to the best artists, I guess.
Hey, you know what
Apparently.
though? There's
Damn.
no, if there was no context for what good lettering is, then this was just what it was.
Right, sure.
Functional.
This
Yeah.
is really,
Functional
really
lettering.
nice.
I really like that. Even though she's a little distorted, that last
Wonky,
panel,
yeah.
it's still cool. Still
Hair's
really cool. And
really
the
nice.
reactions from the gents.
Yeah, I like
That
this.
blonde's a smasher.
Yeah, man.
The other girl don't stand a chance. Mark my
Mark my
word.
I'd like to smash her. What? Just saying.
Number 14. That's my lucky number.
Mhm.
Bogey and Coe.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's
man.
nice.
Yeah, the face is a little weird, but the hair, like the bulbs and the black,
It saves it.
Yeah.
It saves
I'm
it.
okay
Man.
with it. I'm okay with it
too.
That dude
Yeah,
with the mustache down there saves the panel.
That hair,
Love
is
that
Why
dude.
not? Why not?
Yeah.
That center panel is fantastic. Very Frazetta.
Yeah, with her
Yeah.
looking
Right
down,
there.
that's beautiful.
And the little gray tone in there, stars in her eyes. And then I have, let me see, one more from the same book. I think it's an anthology or there's other artists, but this is from that same book. It looks like it's a magazine format too, because it's more more square.
Very odd panel arrangements there.
Yeah. It really. It's
I
the
wonder
way
if
it's
it was a
kept.
comic strip that was pieced together, because it's kind of odd. But I thought the drawing was
Why would he do that?
was pretty cool.
The inking's a trip, especially that middle panel. It's Ditko-ish, burnish, but obviously before. But interesting stuff. Who's this?
It doesn't
I don't
look
know
like a
who
good
this is.
reproduction though.
Yeah, there was just a lot of different artists that worked on the book, and they were all just as good as the other one. So I just grabbed two of them that I thought stood out. So this is fun, man. You guys never know what you're going to get on the Bros. So some of these topics, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I just go in a deep dive, and then I have the time of my life. So thank you, Andy.
Thing.
Thank
dude,
you, Andy,
real.
for throwing me a curve. I had fun going down this rabbit hole. So, it's Gary Haylock.
Oh,
September 1959.
Good old Gary or Jerry Haylock.
Good old Jerry.
Jerry. Yeah, Jerry. Okay, so that's it.
Very
for me.
cool.
Boom.
All right, so I've got one cover because we were talking about J. Scott Pike. Here's one cover that he penciled that Neil Adams inked.
What?
I bought it just because I actually own the book. I bought it
Holy
because I love the word balloon.
I'll see you
see
dead.
before I let anyone else.
I mean,
have
Neil is definitely all over that, but that's really.
But look
great.
at talk about the ink lines on this thing.
Yeah.
Look at some
heavy
of this stuff.
lines. Jeez.
What's issue number?
This is Heart Throbs 120.
Heart.
What throbs?
Heart.
Oh,
Heart
Heart.
120.
I know what you're thinking.
My bad.
I own the book. I didn't get it out, so I can't remember who drew the inside, but I just thought this cover was great. Look at that. You talk about a thick line. Look at that line on the palm right there under that thumb.
But it gives it strength
too.
Oh yeah.
Gives it strength. Her hand is a little mannish, but I guess it's because it's in the foreground.
Yeah.
She's in distress, Dan.
I like
Right.
DC smashing it with the colors, man.
You know what the next panel to this is that hand, that man hand going up to his face and just scratching it. Just going right across.
Yeah.
Dude's got a really long neck.
Yeah. He's mad as shit, dude. You never snake necked on him
like a turtle.
That's kind of a Neil thing.
All right, so then the last artist, it's not the guy that did the cover because I don't know who that is. Actually, I don't know who drew this anyhow. I own this book.
Oh,
I love this dude's style.
That's cool. Very snazzy.
Yeah, I don't know who did it because there's no credit on the inside of it, but I've got the comic.
What is it?
Good old Charlton.
It's Just Married 108, and it's Charlton from 1975.
Well, if nobody's going to take credit for it, I will.
Nice job, Art.
Good job, Art.
Great job, Art.
You did this.
Thank you.
You did this when you were in your early 60s, which is really impressive.
Yeah, I was way past my prime.
I'm still impressed. Very designy.
Don't know who did it, but
I love that last panel, those little sprigs, and
I think we just established
there's
who
kind
did
of
it.
a Simonson-ness to it in certain spots.
How dare you?
And
That's
look
how
at the
Walter wooed Wheezy Simonson. Took her to a museum.
they had crappy modern art back in 1975 too.
You know what the thing
they
is?
sure
The
did.
fashions, the way they were drawn in comic books, I liked, but in real life, I hated the 60s fashion.
Terrible.
Oh yeah.
But they're cool, like when you draw them. They're like,
Right.
that's neat. Yeah, look at that.
Liza
Look
Minnelli.
at those big Michael Golden eyes she has.
Yeah. You know, she
I
looks
know.
like a lot like, if you scroll up a little, see that bottom panel. Who was the one actress the one comedian? No, scroll the other way. Sorry, go down.
The last
She's
panel.
on Hollywood Squares. She
Oh,
was like-
Joanne Flug.
Yeah, Joanne,
Yeah.
Joanne Worley or Joanne Flug.
Joanne
Oh,
Worley.
yeah. You're right. Joanne Worley. That's it.
Worley,
Joanne
yeah.
Worley.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
I know exactly. Yeah, I didn't know the
Hollywood
name, but
Squares was awesome.
This dude's hair, man.
he's keeping the face consistent, though. I mean, look at that chick. Her eyes are just huge in every shot.
Yeah.
They're just like
she's got the crazy eyes.
I'm sorry, but you think this is good?
What?
It looks like
Yeah.
shit. Look at that car.
I like the overall style of it.
So do I.
Not her face. Her
Look at her
face is just.
It looks like a blow up doll with the mouth.
No, I don't
That-
like her face.
Hey, what's wrong with blow up dolls?
Billy, don't give away the ending, man. He just spoilered. Gee.
He
Oh,
put the
man,
pin in
spoiler
it.
alert.
He puts a pin
No, I like
in it.
stuff like I like specific things like the wrinkles on this guy's sleeve right here and stuff. How simplistic it is. It almost has that Trevor Von Eden feel from the stuff we were looking at last week.
Yeah, I see that.
And then if you look at I'm looking at everything like the backgrounds, the simplicity of like the books and stuff like that is the stuff I'm looking at.
Andy's
more.
big. Andy's big on backgrounds.
I
And
keep seeing Simonson.
There is
I
some
do too.
Simonson
I
in
see
just the
Simonson here and there.
technique. Yeah, in
In
the
the
ink
technique. Yeah, the
Yeah.
inking.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the ink technique is what is really striking about it.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
end of that one. This guy's stuff, I don't know who did
Yeah.
this, but this one doesn't do anything for me really.
All
Yeah, it
those
looks
girls
like
Look at that
patterns for
shitty
sewing.
lettering.
Mm.
It's it's got that shitty lettering again.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
where did you? Wait a minute. Hang on. Go back up. Go back up just for a second, Andy.
Streisand.
Right there with the leg panel. Keep going. Keep going so I can read the dialogue. It says, "Where did you ever find a marvelous straight guy like him?"
I meet oddballs and Romeos. It's just for kicks,
guy.
Michelle. Basically, Tim is looking for a girl like his mom. Ew.
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 Yikes. Straight guys.
He's looking for a girl like his mom to change his diaper. He's into that weird stuff.
Straight guys. Ew. Sorry.
Ew.
Marcus Killigrew is saying that's Coletta, and I would probably agree with him. That might be
You mean
fun
the
to
Coletta inks or just Coletta altogether?
Well,
I don't
No,
think
that's
Coletta
not
could
good.
draw.
This
yeah,
is not
yeah.
good.
He can't ink. How can the
Can't
world
ink
keep
either.
tall? It's a man.
Oh.
You guys are selling.
And then there's a
Coletta.
really I agree. See, Graham, I agree with you. Coletta, when he worked it, he was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he penciled and inked some romance stories that were freaking amazing. He could draw really beautiful women and textures and hair, and the guy could draw. But most of the stuff we see, it's like this deadline shit that
He's
he
jobbing
was
it,
the
yeah.
guy that had to get it done. And he got it done. So yeah, I think he gets a bad rap.
No, he's got a bad rap.
No, I talked to Shooter.
Yeah,
I talked to Shooter. Oh, there you go. He's wearing Aaron's outfit on that motorcycle.
Oh my
Hey,
What
it's
the
not
hell
on.
is that?
Dude,
That is
what
not
the-
a motorcycle.
I know.
That-
Art. I thought the same thing. I'm like, yeah, that outfit sucks, but what the fuck is going on with the bike?
I know. What's he driving there,
Come on,
man?
who drew
that
this?
is the gayest
It's
looking
like
motorcycle.
a pussy ass paperclip holding a donut, dude. It's-
That's the
Look at
gayest
this.
motorcycle, dude. It's the guy riding it that's the gayest. Look at that.
No,
dude,
you know
that's
what? You
more-
know what? They
Like
think
it's wrong.
contemporary comic books are woke. Look at that panel. This is messed up shit.
He's like, what are you
I'm not a
doing with
child, Dad. I'll pick my
if
own friends.
I'll tell you, that guy would be eating a bullet if he came home with my daughter.
that? Yeah, I know. I thought I really, when I first saw that, I said, I'm not a child, Dad. I'll dick my own friends.
Oh shit!
I'm
wow,
curious about the color choices in these panels.
The
Is she
green.
blue and he's purple?
The weird green, yeah.
This is
Yeah,
what
the
is going
gray.
on, man.
What
Dude,
is this?
It's Charleston,
is-
man.
This is hippie central.
Hey,
What's happening.
listen, guys. They did what they wanted to. Okay.
Nobody is a color here.
And he's green and that guy's blue and the red.
He
It's like
just
they
gave it
forgot
to
a
one of the
blank-
kids. Hey, kid,
Holy
color
killed
this.
that dude, man.
He's
Violence.
kicking him in the balls down there.
Oh, that. Ooh.
And we
Killed
wonder
him.
why
Gay bar?
Charlton
Is this
didn't
the violence in a gay
succeed.
bar?
I like how he checks to see if he's dead. He sticks his finger in his eyeball. Look at that.
I think he's dead.
I think he's
Well,
dead.
no, wait a minute. Wait a minute, wasn't it in The Longest Yard where Burt Reynolds hit the dude in the nutsack 3 times with 3 straight passes and he died? He killed him.
What?
And no one wanted to give him mouth to mouth. Remember that scene in Longest Yard?
No, the guy who died was
my
the guy
God.
who I think I broke his fucking neck.
No. He hit him in the nuts 3 times and he collapsed. He was like, I don't think he's breathing. He goes, I'm not giving him mouth to mouth.
Yeah, the guy goes, no way. The other guard.
All right, if anybody's listening, go back. I'm going to show you what not to do. Go back. Next
Slapped her in the neck.
Yeah, keep going. Never draw a guy's upper lip.
No,
it's that middle panel right there.
Yeah, don't do that. You don't do that.
Yeah, don't draw a guy's upper lips. Yeah.
Only Barry Smith could do it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Barry did do it.
My God.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's
and
not.
This is
that's
this is your favorite romance comic. Look at just the.
No, this is not. I like the first story. Unfortunately, you take the good with the bad. Oh, look at that hunky figure. There you go. That's how you draw a hero.
Oh my God.
Right there.
These aren't heroes, dude.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
I
Let's
know.
not look at this anymore.
I can't get past the color on this thing. Oh my God.
I can't get. It's all horrible.
You know what?
What
This
the
might have
hell?
been. This might have been like acid. You got like a lakeside tattoo.
Take your kid to work day.
It wasn't a lakeside tattoo. It was a lakeside hit of acid.
I'll see you guys later.
It's take your kid to work day. All right. So we're gonna wrap it. It's been a couple hours. That was the Valentine's Day edition of Romance Comics with the Bros. Looking at some fun stuff. Dan, of course, as always, is going to be picking some books up that he learns from us. So
I am.
We love teaching young Dan.
Look at I wrote them.
I know.
Hold on. I wrote them all down.
Nice. All right, let's go around the horn. Pitch what you got, boys.
Return to
Graham,
Monster Island and the Monster Island package deal. It is up. It is live on Indiegogo. And go there and get caught up on all things Monster Island, because I'll be working on the 3rd part of the trilogy this year. Hopefully it'll be done by the end of the year, possibly, or if not, it'll be the beginning of next year. Escape from Monster Island.
Awesome.
So there it is.
There you go. Evil One, $2. Thank you. How much do I got to pay to make this stop? Well, you just gave me $2 and we're wrapping it up. So look at that.
Perfect.
Your wish has come true. Aaron.
Kit Carter, Planet Doom, 64-page graphic novel, 8.5 by 11, larger format book to remind you of the 80s in Marvel's graphic novel series. It's a ton of fun. The artwork is rolling along. I'm on page 23 right now. Back it. You won't be sorry.
Back it today.
There you go. Man.
Black Flag. And social media, trying to find new things to do, seeing some really fun stuff out there. MD at Houghton says, how much for the sketch? I don't know. Like these are just like warm-up sketches and trying to get my hand into shape. But this is when we do professionals, I keep like running notes of things that I learned throughout the shows, and I also doodle while we're going and trying out some of the techniques, like the thick ink lines and things as we do the show. So I guess either follow my channel but I'm reworking the subscription part on that. We had something called the Insane Dude package, which I called it that because it was $99 and some people subscribed and they get this artwork all the time, but we're gonna probably put an end to that. Follow me on Whatnot. I set up a Whatnot like 8 months ago, and it's supposed to be a lot of fun. So Fraga boom.
Yeah. There you go. Art to bear.
Black and White Man versus Machine Volume 2 is at the printers. We should get the books by the end of this month, and they will start shipping ASAP. So thank you, everyone that backed. Thank you for giving me the time to draw the book, and you should be getting it very, very soon. And we're going to be closing this campaign down probably in a month or so. So if you still want to back it, you have a chance with all the stretch goals still attached. So get in on it. And also, Black and White, the next, I'm calling it The Sins of the Father. You can't really see, but this is the story. This is the story. So I'm writing it all out right now. And I'm going to be announcing who I'm writing this book with. You guys are going to love this guy when I make the announcement. So Black and White is going strong. And my next campaign will be Oodles of Doodles and Other Things too. And that will be coming out. The pre-launch will be active by the end of the month. So you guys can sign up for that pre-launch, get a freebie, and then the book will be coming out soon. It's already done. So we just have to print it.
There you go. Billy sharing a screen. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is our Peekaboo 2024 Valentine's Day special. Yep, we launch it tomorrow.
Boom.
Got the caboose going. This is the cover to the book. We're going to launch it tomorrow, I guess, at lunchtime. Only 99 editions of this book. It's I think it's a 40-page black and white of my comic book commission and all. And this is the cover. We'll put the cover for the original art up too. And also, the original art 30th anniversary original art edition goes to the printer tomorrow for proofing. So we'll be like Artemis Thibert over here and getting those books starting to get fulfillment.
Sweet baby Christmas
in the next few weeks. So thanks for your support. Tomorrow, check it out. I'm going to post it everywhere. And if you guys could back that book, that'd be fantastic. Thank you.
there you go. And then I've got Nice and Tight comic book pencils by me, 64 pages, oversized, featuring some nice, lush, full pencils. Even some pencils that Art Thibert inked over me will be in the book.
Ooh.
So Art has seen them, but you guys haven't. But you can. Campaign's coming down soon because Kor-Drath is coming soon. Sign up. Get the Adriana trading card when you back it. And front of the line shipping. Thank you to Graham's wife for that fantastic idea. No more credit to Graham for that one. Links are
who it came from.
What's that?
I came clean. I told you who it came from.
I know you did. And I got my shipping notification today too, so I'll be getting Ghosts soon. I can't wait.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So go sign up for this, guys. The links for everybody's stuff is in the description below. Thank you again for joining us. We really do appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and share to all our channels. Next week, let's see. It is Mr. Art Thibert. So stay tuned for what it is. I'm not going out with anything. I'm just hitting the end button. Everybody wave. We got about 10 seconds. Bye, everybody.
Good. Have a good Valentine's.
You.
Great show.
Happy Valentine's Day.